in a building, Israeli tank forces, opened fire on the building, and they say that Sinwar's body was destroyed in the rubble.
It remains to be seen what impact Sinwar's death will have on the war and a possible ceasefire. The Texas Supreme Court intervened and stopped last night's scheduled execution of Robert Robertson. He was on death row for the killing of his infant daughter, but many officials have argued that he's innocent. Former President Trump attended the Al Smith charity dinner in New York last night. The event raises millions for Catholic charities and traditionally features the presidential candidates from both parties. However, Vice President Harris skipped the event. During his speech, Trump joked about his legal problems.
It's a true pleasure to be with you this evening. Amazing pleasure. And these days, it's really a pleasure anywhere in New York without a subpoena for my appearance. Anytime I don't get a subpoena, I'm very happy.
On the campaign trail today, Michigan is in the spotlight. Both Trump and Harris are holding events in that important battleground state. Tesla's full self-driving system is being investigated once again, this time after a pedestrian was killed in low visibility conditions. There were other crashes as well. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Anyone with everyday aches and pains, I've got a question. What are you missing out on? Probably a lot. So let me tell you about Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. It doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In about 3 weeks, you'll discover what it's like to feel better. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4RELIEF.
The Pope is dead.
From Focus Features comes the electrifying new film, Conclave.
We're about to choose the most famous man in the world.
Based on the international best-selling thriller.
The Pope discovered something before he died.
Ralph Fiennes, Stanley Tucci.
Ambition becomes corruption.
John Lithgow and Isabella Rossellini.
We sisters have eyes and ears.
Top critics are raving. Conclave is hands down the best picture of the year.
I had to find the truth.
Conclave, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Only in theaters October 25th.
House Democrats have launched a $3 million ad campaign focused on Project 2025.
The House Democratic campaign arm on Wednesday launched a multi-million-dollar ad blitz focused on Project 2025, a conservative blueprint for the next Republican presidency that Democrats have been trying to tie to former President Trump and GOP lawmakers. The digital Get Out the Vote ad from the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, or DCCC, will focus on different aspects of the agenda that Democrats have been condemning, like scaling back abortion access, eliminating the Department of Education, privatizing Social Security, and cutting overtime pay, according to a DCCC press release. Democrats and Republicans are in a fever-pitched battle for the House majority, which could go in the direction of either party. Presently, the GOP holds a majority with a handful of seats. Bernie Bennett in Washington.
Retail sales rose last month, a solid 0.4% gain that suggested shoppers are confident enough to continue spending despite still high prices. News and analysis at townhall.com. South Korea says North Korea is sending 12,000 troops to aid Russia in its war with Ukraine.
News reports say Friday, Yonhap news agency cites the National Intelligence Service as that the North Korean troops have already left the country. The NIS hasn't immediately confirmed the report, but South Korea's presidential office says in a statement that President Yoon Suk-yeol had presided over an emergency meeting early on Friday to discuss South Korea's troop dispatch to Ukraine. The statement said participants of the meeting agreed that the North's troop dispatch poses a grave security threat to South Korea and the international community. I'm Charles Dillefest.
CVS Health CEO Karen Lynch has stepped down from the struggling national drugstore chain. Company shares are down 19% this year. Earlier this month, CVS announced the layoffs of nearly 3,000 workers. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes.
Dark.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah, a dark, but kind of warm out, but cool windy at the same time.
It was, so what happened was, like, what it was, I think that the cloud covered Roswell and pretty much like trapped all the warm
blanket.
air here.
Yeah.
It was a little bit warmer, but definitely wetter.
Yeah.
in a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
we got
places.
some rain last night. I know, I would say, I don't know what time it started, but I remember about 12:30 waking up and hearing it, and I know until after 1 I was hearing rain, so then I think I was back off after that, but I do remember getting some good rain sounds off the roof there, and then we do have more on the way. Matter of fact, it's kind of funny. I was looking at the weather forecast for this weekend, and particularly tonight, and I don't know. They how I've joked in the past about the National Weather Service, and I think sometimes they get people that maybe used to work for like Hallmark that write the weather forecast, or they get paid by the word or something. Well, they did that on this forecast because I'm reading tonight's forecast for us here in Roswell, and I'm going to read it verbatim from this deal here because I'm like, surely someone gets paid by the word to read this, because I feel like they could have condensed this into so much less, but I'm going to read it verbatim here for you. For tonight, scattered showers and thunderstorms before midnight, then showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm between midnight and 3 a.m., then scattered showers and thunderstorms after 3 a.m. Some of the storms could be severe, increasing clouds with a low of 58. South winds around 20 miles per hour, chance of precipitation is 60%. New rainfall amounts between 1/10 and 1/4 inch, except higher amounts possible in thunderstorms. I mean, but that whole first two sentences, like, chance of rain tonight till midnight, then possibly some thunderstorms between midnight and 3, and then some more thunderstorms after 3. I mean, just, okay, we got a chance of showers and thunderstorms tonight, past midnight, overnight as well. But they got to write it that way. And then we got this, and then more of the same after this, and then, so that's, I'm pretty sure they're handing out paychecks by the word today at the National Weather Service. So
This is the only days they get to be creative.
Yeah.
You know, these are the days that they get to practice their, you know, the actual like English side of their degrees.
and then, well, we're gonna have rain chances and thunderstorm chances up until midnight, and then between midnight and 3, we have more rain chances and showers and thunderstorms, and then after 3, guess what? Rain chances and thunderstorms. And
A
that's what they're
meteorologist sees a cloud like cluster start forming. He goes, "All right, how to break out the old typewriter."
Well, it's like, we got a chance of rain tonight. Guess what we have at 2 a.m.? A chance of rain. Guess what we have at 3:45 a.m.? A chance of rain.
Sure.
But I don't know. It just kind of, was that necessary? I mean, honestly.
It's literally the thing that we deal with because we are part of the media, and so we get weather warnings.
Yeah.
And when there's any kind of weather event in southeastern New Mexico, we get texts about it. And you know what really bothers me about that more than anything else?
Huh.
It's never the same number. It's never the same number. So when I'm trying to find a text message in like my history or whatever, I have to scroll past a bunch of 4151587s or whatever.
Yeah, because you literally get a new text every time.
And not just for Chavez County, for Eddy, Lincoln, for Lee County, all those.
Yeah, we do. It's a pretty good thing. Now, granted, it's not like we got job and radio and they said, now that you have this, we will send you weather reports.
It's not handed to us. It's part of the gig here, but boy, that puts a downer on the dreary weather,
But the cool news is we're usually like the first to know if something's cooking, because we'll be all, and then like our phone will go off. Usually, I'm always the one before everybody else. Like mine will go off and say, "Oh yeah, AccuWeather deal saying we got a thing coming on this," or
true.
the National Weather Service thing, or whatever that little thing is we get. Whatever text, and then usually like a minute or two later, my wife will get it on her phone from something else.
Weather-wise, that's true, almost all across the board. But it doesn't work necessarily for events. Like I, at least 5 times in the last month, have driven by the convention center, going, "What's going on here now?" And I always assume it's like a gun show or something, but it just boggles my mind that there's stuff that goes on in this town that I don't know about. I used to be finger on the pulse Smalls. What happened?
Now you're finger adjacent.
Yeah, I'm finger exactly. Now I'm robotic finger adjacent. But yeah, it's I feel like I've fallen off, and the place I used to work didn't even have a news department. Yeah, we got a news department. I'm still falling off.
Well, and this is something that I don't think people realize too, is there's a lot that goes on in this town. It's busy. I mean, we try to cover a bunch, but we don't get it all. There's still a bevy of other things that go on.
Heck, last night there was I'm guessing a game at the Wool Bowl because they had the lights on, and
JV usually plays
JV
on Thursdays, I believe. And of course tonight we do have football for you.
Yes, we do.
Got it. Rockets will be in the Wool Bowl tonight.
Taking on Mayfield.
Yeah, we'll have that game for you on our sister station, 106.1 FM Fierro. We'll have live streaming video, ksvptv.com, in the Goddard Rocket channel. Of course, we got a big matchup about 35 miles south of us.
Your Roswell Coyotes taking on your Artesia Bulldogs.
Yeah, in the Bulldog Bowl tonight. We will have multiple perspectives of that broadcast. Of course, the Roswell High perspective will be right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Art and Kelly will call that game. We will have live streaming video of that game also at ksvptv.com. Coyote perspective in the Coyote channel. And then
afterwards, we'll have a retrospective.
That's right.
Before that, we'll get a little introspective. We've got you covered from all your spectives.
That's right.
The spectrum of spectives.
Then we'll do a prequel about 10 years later. And then of course for our Bulldog fans, we will have the Bulldog perspective of that game, 990 AM, KSVP and Artesia, and 93.7 FM, the translator there. Also live streaming video at ksvptv.com in the Artesia Bulldog channel. Now you'll notice the actual video, the video portion of it will be the same.
Same video, right?
Whether you go to Artesia or Roswell, you'll see the same view. The difference will be the people talking underneath the audio. You'll get Art and Kelly for the Roswell perspective, and you'll get Joby and Robbie on the Artesia perspective. So, just so you know.
And then at halftime, they have a pie fight.
Yes.
Right there in the middle of the field.
Actually, if you got 2 screens and you put them the Artesia on your left and the Roswell on your right, and you put them next to each other, you'll see them throw the pies back to each other and forth in the screen.
And what's crazy is if you can manage to get the 2 screens to merge to where this side of this screen and this side of this screen are touching, it just shows Alfred E. Newman and it says, "What, me worry?"
That's the Easter egg. That's what's
we cover all the perspectives. We really like to give you the full experience,
You know what's going to happen? Someone's going to try this tonight and say, that didn't work.
I folded 2 good TVs. How?
Don't act like you're not impressed.
Don't act like you're not impressed. I mean, perfect L's, too. Well done, sir.
I'm not even mad. But yes, but it is Friday. You got football going on. Of course, you're going to be out and about tomorrow at Hyundai for a broadcast there.
The home of C.
And so there'll be lots of deals and usually lots of eats and all kinds of things going on over at Hyundai tomorrow.
The banker himself is going to be there. Mauricio.
Nice. Oh.
Yeah, the money man.
He's not like, remember Deal or No Deal?
You know what, kind of.
There was the banker.
Yeah, it's like if you got to meet the banker, I feel like Mauricio is who the banker is.
Yeah. Is he just the shadow in the corner of the building?
No. The shadow is, in fact, Lamont Cranston. Wealthy young upstart about town.
Oh, man. There was something I was going to mention, and I can't remember what it was. It'll hit me later. I keep doing it. I think it's been a couple days now. I've been wanting to talk about it, and I keep forgetting. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to, and then I forget.
I do that.
All right, let me give you the rundown for today. We do have a full slate for you for today's show.
Wow.
Actually, here in just a few minutes, Sandy Correa going to join us with Community Methodist Church here in Roswell and Ruidoso. But she's going to give us an update on events, things they got going on through Community Methodist Church here, and invite you all out to be a part of it. In the 8 o'clock hour at around 8:15 or so, Chaves County Manager Bill Williams scheduled to join us, give us an update at last County Commission meeting and other things happening in and around at Chaves County. In the 9 o'clock hour at 9:15, we're going to have Bob Power join us, talking about his Vets Dinner that he's got planned on Veterans Day at First United Methodist Church. And then, so he'll join us to talk about that. And then around 9:30 or so, we'll have the folks from the Roswell Community Little Theater join us. It is opening weekend for the Canterville Ghost.
Yes.
That is their newest play that is this weekend, Friday, tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday afternoon. And then we'll do it all over again Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next weekend as well, too.
We will be in the Sunday audience on that one.
Ah, nice. Very good.
Little matinee action.
So we'll have, I believe, some of the cast, maybe Dan Coleman, who's directing on this one. I think Dan does more directing than acting now.
He's kind of like leaning more towards that area now.
Yeah.
It's like his expertise. Which is, if you look at most actors, they're like, well, I just really wanted to direct. That's why they got into the business. They just wanted to direct.
You think people that get into directing just want to act?
I don't think it comes up.
Like, some of them, like M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's acted in anything, but I feel like we knew him as a director right to director.
But if you could achieve the fame of a Steven Spielberg or a Martin Scorsese and never actually have to step in front of the camera and have all that, anxiety, that's a pretty sweet gig.
Sure.
I mean, you're still famous. You're still a multi-millionaire.
Sure.
And you never have to be an actor. That's awesome.
I mean, I just
that's a
didn't know
workaround.
If they just get an itch, It's like sometimes I just want to.
Stan Lee always struck me as somebody who was absolutely. He's like, put me in this picture.
Well, yeah. I mean, while he was with us, he was in every Marvel movie,
even after.
Yeah, they did.
They've
put in a few after. Yeah,
the Into the Spider-Verse or the multiverse Spider-Man movies they've been putting out.
Yeah,
he was in that.
Yeah,
he showed up on a bus. Spoiler alert: he shows up on a bus in Deadpool. Which, admittedly, it's pretty good because it's Stan Lee next to a carpet cleaner, and the ad says Stan Lee Steamers. It's pretty good.
Well, I mean, when your name's Stan Lee, those jokes write themselves.
It really does.
I'm surprised we haven't had Stanley cups. The hockey, the cups that didn't melt, all the Stanley cups.
All those Stanley. When I was a kid, the Spider-Man game for the PlayStation 2, I believe it was. There was a code, Eel Nats, and that gave you like a bunch of extra lives and like superpower. That's Stan Lee's name backwards. So that's how I learned Eel Nats was, yep.
As soon as you said it, I was like, yeah, that does make
totally
sense.
Works. So there you go. Stan Lee, a visionary.
I just keep wanting to go, helps you do things right. But I'm old, and that's Stan Lee's, the tool company, not the cup company, and not the Stanley Cup, but the tool company. They help you do things right. Which Stanley, the cup company, and Stanley, the tool company, are not the same company.
Not the same company.
They're different companies. They don't have a cup division.
Does anybody even still have a Stanley Cup these days? I think it was like a big thing for 10 minutes. And it's
gone.
Was.
You know what? And then I saw a thing where like furniture stores are giving them away with purchase.
Yeah.
Like, you buy a recliner, get a Stanley Cup. I'm like, win 80 games in the NHL, you get a Stanley Cup too.
That's true. You're probably not going to want to drink out of that
one. Wipe your mouth. It is 7:20. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some clouds and a few showers possible today. We have a low pressure system developing to our west, and that'll be affecting us over the weekend. Mid-70s and windy today. Showers and thunderstorms rolling through for the overnight hours. Our low should be around 60, and then we get scattered showers and thunderstorms through the day on Saturday. We'll be in the mid-70s, maybe a few leftover showers on Sunday, upper 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 58 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 90% with winds out of the south at 12 miles per hour. For today, during the daytime hours, we are looking at a 30% chance at scattered showers and thunderstorms. They're talking after 3 today. Partly cloudy, high of 77 with winds out of the south 15 to 20 miles per hour. Could see gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. So going to be breezy today. And then tonight, that was that diatribe I read you earlier, but we are looking at 60% chance at showers and thunderstorms tonight, overnight, and into the wee morning hours as well. Overnight low 58. Winds will be blowing out of the south at around 20 miles per hour. And they're saying we could get anywhere between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch of rain. If we get some thunderstorms, that could bump that amount up. For Saturday, we are looking at a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms. It looks like pretty much all day. They do say some of the storms could be severe, mostly cloudy. High of 72 tomorrow with southeast winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. They're expecting between 1/10 and 1/4 inch of rain tomorrow as well, unless we do get a thunderstorm, which could bump those amounts up again. Tomorrow night, we're looking at an 80% chance at showers and thunderstorms. Again, some storms could be severe. Expect an overnight low of 59 degrees with southeast winds at around 15 miles per hour. For Sunday, we're looking at a 50% chance at showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy. 73 for a high on Sunday with winds out of the south at around 15 miles per hour. Sunday night, we're looking at a 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms before midnight. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 53. And then that's about it for the rain after Sunday night. Monday, sunny, 78, sunny and 82 on Tuesday, 83, sunny on Wednesday, 82 on Thursday. So good chances of some rain over the next 2 days here, but just for the weekend, just enough to mess with the weekend. And when you're back to work, bright and sunny. So, all right, 7:23, we're going to take about a 4-minute break. And then Sandy's going to join us with the Community Methodist Church on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
It's October, and that means it's time to paint Roswell Honda pink. We partnered up with the Chaves County Cancer Fund to help raise much-needed money, and we are gearing up for another amazing year. Roswell Honda is giving away some great prizes, including 4 designer purses from Coach, Kate Spade, and Michael Kors. Pretty in pink, of course. Stop by for a free entry or 3 entries with a qualified test drive. And that's not all. With rates as low as 1.9% and over 100 quality pre-owned vehicles on the lot, there's never been a better time to get behind the wheel. Here's Joe Salzar to tell you all about it.
Don't let vehicle pricing rumors fool you. With Roswell Honda's market-based program tool, we are making it easier than ever to get the best deal in southeastern New Mexico. And with every vehicle sold in the month of October, we will donate $50 to the Chaves County Cancer Fund.
Join us Saturday, October 26th from 10 to 1 p.m. We will have a special performance by the Charlie's Angels. Bring cash to support the cause and purchase goods from our many vendors. Help us make it happen for the Chaves County Cancer Fund, and let's paint Roswell Honda pink.
Happiness isn't about getting what you want all the time. It's about loving what you have and being grateful for it. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smitherman for The Joy of Marriage.
As people, we can get so focused on what we don't have, we don't appreciate what we do have. We can make ourselves miserable, angry, and even depressed by focusing our thoughts and words on the negative. Take a look around and find something to be grateful for that your spouse does. It will change your attitude in your marriage.
1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, "No matter what happens, always be thankful, for this is God's will for you who belong to Christ Jesus."
Take it from me, I was such a negative person, but by renewing my mind with God's Word and learning to be thankful, it changed my life and greatly impacted my marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is your one-stop shop for farm and ranch supplies in southeastern New Mexico, with a friendly, knowledgeable team that can help you find the answer to your problems. With brands you know, including Preferred, Pearson, Purina, High Pro Feeds, Ariat, Wrangler, Cinch, Justin Boots, and more. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is a proud supporter of area sports, 4-H, FFA, and the farmers and ranchers of tomorrow. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd, celebrating being family-owned and operated for 50 years.
Join the all-new 92.9 The Brand and Fiera 106.1 FM for a special live broadcast this Saturday from 10 to 1 at Roswell Hyundai. If you think you're stuck in your current loan or lease, come see just how easy it is to get out from under your current payment at the home of Yes. With payments as low as $199 a month, there's never been a better time to refi with Hyundai. We'll be on hand with free hot dogs and drinks, and maybe even a few surprises. We'll see you Saturday at the home of Yes. Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Dion's is homegrown right here in New Mexico and is the perfect place for team dinners, family gatherings, and all of your catering needs. Stop by our location on South Main and West Wildy, where you can feed 5 for $35 plus tax with a large one-topping pizza and a family-size salad. With Dion's, we make it easy to bring together your favorite people with your favorite food. Visit Dion's.com to order ahead for dine-in or for pickup. That's Dion's.com. Dion's, where great food and good people meet.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota compact tractors. The LX series is part of the #1 selling compact tractor lineup in the U.S., built with premium features and the comfort and versatility to make your land your own. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 84 months, or save up to $2,300. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Turtles can breathe through their butts. We imagine you know some people who do that too, because that's where their heads reside. Here's Mike Winters.
I think I was feeling a little salty the day I wrote that one. Good morning. It is 27 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, Sandy Correa back with us with Community Methodist Church here in Roswell. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. We're doing good.
Good deal. Gearing up and getting ready for fall, feeling the fall. And,
yes. Finally, finally broke the 90-degree heat. That's,
Exactly. Don't feel like you're just sweating. You're just sitting there now.
Yes.
But for folks not familiar, of course, Community Methodist Church is actually, we're coming up here on 1 year of Community Methodist Church in Roswell. And you've grown quite a bit in the year. Of course, when you started, I believe, over at the Roswell Community Little Theater.
We did.
Doing services there, and they were kind enough and awesome enough to be good hosts for that. But you kind of have outgrown that a little bit. And now you have your new home there on 4th Street.
Right.
Well.
Yeah, we're sharing the church with Westminster Presbyterian.
Yeah. Well, Tom Blank and them are always, they always share their home. Matter of fact, they were doing like a Victory Outreach, I believe, was there before. And now they kind of have sprouted their wings and have gotten their own facility. And so now you guys have said, hey, you got a room over there? We'll take it.
It's been a really good fit. Tom is a very missional type pastor, and we share that in common. And it's just been a huge blessing to be over there.
Plus, it's a beautiful church.
It is a beautiful church.
I love that wooden, the chapel and everything. It's just very...
It is very beautiful.
Just nice to sit in there and just sit there and think.
Yeah, and that's where he lets us preach, have our services. We cross each other in between. His is at 9:30,
nice.
Ours is at 11.
They actually high five as one as they go through the double doors. High five. Just kidding.
So at 10:30, we kind of have a little meet and greet with all of them, and then we go our way, and they go on theirs, and it's just been really a huge blessing for us.
Excellent.
And very open and. I sit back and think, yeah, we have all these denominations and stuff, but at the same time, when you read the Bible, the church is the people, all people. It doesn't matter, Catholic, Jewish,
sure,
Christian, whatever denomination. And it has
it's
been,
the faith.
It's the faith.
Yep.
It's the faith in Christ and God and that Holy Spirit that comes in. And it has been a learning experience for us, coming up on our year anniversary and stuff. But
running church is hard.
And I have a full-time job, but we have the folks up in Ruidoso. I can't thank them enough because I do the preaching 1 or 2 times a month.
Sure.
And then they send people down, and then we'll simulcast it. We don't simulcast as much. We only do that on the first of the month now. And so that has really pushed the envelope.
Sure.
And it's also put a live person up at the podium.
Absolutely.
I mean, not that Dustin's not live up there in Ruidoso, but
but like someone that's actually you could.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Shoes untied.
Yeah. Exactly. And but the community thing has just blossomed, and the outreach of other churches being involved, and we're getting ready on October 26th, next Saturday, from 1 to 3. We're having an old-fashioned fall festival.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We're going to have a cakewalk.
Okay.
And we're going to have hot dogs.
Nice.
And then we're going to have, candy corn bowling.
Nice.
I found these really cute candy corn plastic pins.
Okay,
And
very
we're
good.
going to have bowling, and we're going to have oh gosh, what else? We're going to have a rubber ducky pond where they have to grab a duck.
Okay.
But we're going to make it a little we're going to give them a challenge.
Gotcha.
with
Make it easy. Make it too easy on them.
No,
Make them work for a
they're
little
just not
bit.
going to grab for, because you can't bob for apples anymore. In
I
the
guess
pail
people
of water.
frown upon that.
And I'm going, really? I was a kid. I never got hurt.
Yeah. COVID, everybody gets.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything with your mouths and they don't want
I know. It's like, so, but.
It was really hard to get those apples anyway. Most of the time you end up with a face full of water.
I know. That was the fun of it.
Exactly.
But we're going to have, you throw the stick over the pond. We're going to have a blues thing or whatever, and fishing and everything else like that. And we're going to have a ring toss. And I'm trying to remember what it's kind of like cornhole, but it's not. It's with the round things.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And so we're going to have that, and we're just going to have just a wonderful time.
Just like a little carnival, a little fall festival.
A fall festival, because, I just firmly believe that. And I just remember as a kid myself and how much fun they were.
Yeah.
I mean, the cakewalk thing is that, people are, what? We're going to do a cakewalk.
Well, and there's no, especially for kids, because kids, I don't think realize for a second, like they'll play in the cakewalk.
Yeah.
And then they'll win a cake, and for a minute they got this huge chocolate cake in their hand, and for a fleeting minute they think that cake is all theirs,
That's
and they're
right.
going to get it until mom or dad says, "Hold on." Hold on there. That's for the family. But for a fleeting minute, they think that I'm going to hide it in my closet.
Yes.
I'm going to eat it piece by piece.
Yeah, I know. But going back to the community thing, this is where I think it has touched my heart very much. Of course, Westminster's letting us use, we're sharing that facility. They will be helping us out as well. And then we were going, okay, we're going to have a cakewalk. We got to get cakes and everything. Well, one of my members, she works at Harvest Ministries. And Harvest Ministries is going to help us out.
Excellent.
Because they get a lot of non-perishable stuff that they just, and happens to be pies and cakes.
Oh, okay.
And so, voila, God provided. So
Excellent.
Harvest Ministries is helping with that, much less the hot dogs, because they get hot dogs. So,
And that's stuff that, again, that they can't do anything with.
And I just looked at it and it's like, wow. This is great. Here's another opportunity for community to be working together for the same purpose. And the Gideons are planning to be there as well.
Excellent.
And I just look at that and it's like, it's all together. And it's serving that one place that we want to have God touch their hearts.
Sure.
And have a good old-fashioned time.
Absolutely.
And it has been a blessing. It has been a roller coaster. I will admit that, but it doesn't matter.
And then God, well, again, I always believe God doesn't put too much you can't handle in there, and he'll push you, but not giving you too much.
Yeah, and it's been a fun challenge. I mean, it's been a blessing, really. I've grown myself, but our church has grown. You know,
and to me, this is kind of like how church kind of should be. And should, it's. I mean, there is a place for large churches to do what they do and all that stuff, but sometimes when you get that, corporatized is not the word I want to use, but kind of that way. Yeah. The message gets blurred a little bit, and sometimes just 5 or 6 people walking in a room with the Bible and sitting in a circle and talking is way more church than any church you've ever been into. Sometimes.
Yeah, I used to be down. From my former church, and anyway, when the split had happened, and I used to go down to Hope, New Mexico, and preach there, and that's where I really gained my confidence. Gotcha. And they supported me, and they still do. And they're a wonderful little congregation, but it would be about 5, 6 people.
Sure, a little less intimidating.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It could be just as it's
of course,
like,
they might take. You know what I mean? Like small crowd means. Oh, I can answer questions that you ask, and you're like, no, that was rhetorical.
It's like, oh my gosh, they're putting me really on the spot here. But no, it was that was where my first footing became, and everything. And I was so blessed with that, and it helped me get to where I'm today. And I mean, we've got, I would say on average, about 15, 20 people maybe on average, and we've got about 25. Yeah,
over the years.
It has. Yeah, because I think we started out with 10. Yeah. And it's just been a huge thing. And then when the fires hit up in Ruidoso, and all of a sudden I'm finding out they're coming down here, and I went into panic mode.
The satellite office is the office now.
That's it, and I mean to tell you, it was tragic, but at the same time, it was still fulfilling because I was doing God's work.
Sure.
It's like when I was naked, you clothed me. When I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me drink. And that's what it was. And getting to visit with them and everything else like that, because I wanted to help out as much as possible. And so did my congregation. I mean, it was like, what can we do? What can we do?
And I imagine there was probably a large portion of the congregation in Ruidoso that was impacted in some way, shape, or form, whether totally or partially or something in between.
Yeah, and then there's stories of getting out and everything. And so then it was like, okay, we can be of service here. And so when things started settling down and they were waiting to find out when they could get back into Ruidoso, that Sunday before, we just planned it, and I told him, I said, we're gonna have the service here. Dustin decided to have the service here. We combined it, and it was just great. And then we served them a meal, and they were just like, I wanted to do more. But it was like, no, you don't need to do anything. Oh yes, I do. You guys have just supported us. We want to help out.
Sure.
And so it's just been a huge blessing on all fronts.
Absolutely.
And the other thing that we're getting ready to do, Tom and I, we've decided to start a chime choir.
Okay.
So we're working on that.
All right.
And it's been fun.
Does anybody know how to do? I mean, Tom's a musical person.
And I am too.
Okay.
I used to play bells and chimes. So
see, that helps if you have someone that knows how to do that.
Yeah.
I'd like to start one too. I'm like, oh wait, I got to learn how to do that first.
Yeah. So we're gonna hopefully be ready by Christmas, because we want to do a Christmas thing.
Okay.
And
cool.
And then we're combining our Christmas Eve services, so there's no competition or anything. We just want to meet and have a wonderful Christmas Eve service.
The fellowship and celebrate God and celebrate the season.
Yeah. I mean, it has just been amazing how it's worked out.
Yeah.
And the enthusiasm from everybody that I have. I mean, it's like anybody you ask, they just step up to the plate.
Sure.
And we're having a stuffing party for all the games, for the prizes and stuff like that tomorrow.
I'm about to say, if anybody's thinking, this sounds like fun, we could probably use some volunteers for our fall festival coming up here.
I'm hoping we have a good turnout. I know, because I've discovered that, there's a bunch of others at the same time, but I think we'll have a good turnout.
Yeah, and that'll be that 26th, that Saturday before Halloween. Yeah, it's going to be a busy night.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy night.
But what people usually do is they kind of do the crawl.
Yes.
Where they'll go from different trunk or treat or different.
So we might be first on the list.
So I'm just
we're
saying,
1 and 3.
Yeah. So add it to your as your family's out enjoying the night and doing things. We invite you to come on out to the Community Methodist Church event, which would be there at Westminster Presbyterian Westminster Presbyterian Church on 4th Street.
On 4th Street. Yep.
So.
It just easiest way to go down West 2nd, turn it.
Right there by Champion Motorsports
and then
all
it's
that.
right there. You can't miss our signs.
Yeah.
It's right there.
And the park is like literally right next door there. The park there. All you disc golfers know.
Yeah. Yeah, they're there. I live up in Enchanted Hills. Oh, what are all these cars doing here?
Disc golfing.
It's disc golfing.
It's a really pretty area over there.
It is.
Way many moons ago when my wife and I were dating and I got out of the military, she was living over in those townhouses over... it used to be a Masonic temple there, right next to Westminster. I think it's a church again. I'm not sure what's there now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's I don't know what the name of it is, but there's 3 churches there now.
Yeah.
So.
But those apartments that are right across, I used to live right in those.
Oh, okay.
That was my first place I lived in Roswell here back many moons ago.
Yeah. I understand that. It's like I left for 15 years and came back. I'm like crazy, No, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love living here in Roswell.
Oh yeah, that's great. Well, I'm here. I'm a transplant.
Yeah, there you go. I was born here.
Yeah, well, and I'm almost to the point now where I've almost lived more of my life here than back east. I'm almost there. It's about. Actually, you know what? No, it is more because I really about 21, 22. I'm really done in D.C.
Okay.
And I'm 50. Yeah, so it's been over now.
Yeah.
I've spent more time in New Mexico than I've been here.
My mom is from here. My dad was stationed out at Walker.
Okay.
See, and I'm also on the Walker board. So, yeah. So we moved him around and everything else like that. But then we decided to come back.
Nice.
And then I left and came back.
What did your family? Was your dad that was serving?
Yeah, he was
Walker
in the
there?
Air Force. Mm-hmm.
Actually, what did he do there? Do you know?
He was a dog handler.
Okay.
They don't talk about much on the dog handler.
Okay.
And he was one of the dog handlers.
Okay.
And, he was security police.
Okay. So he's out walking fence lines.
Yeah, and guarding the big planes.
A lot of time in the desert out there. So I know a little bit about that. Yeah, I was at Holloman, which they got a bunch of desert too.
Yeah. Yeah, but you go to Israel, we think we got desert. No. Yeah. Over there, that's desert. There's nothing. You're going, how do they live off of that?
I've never been to Israel, but I've been to Kuwait and that part.
Yeah.
And,
then you would understand. Yes.
Yeah, like they had these sandstorms, kind of like these haboobs you hear in Arizona and all that. But it was literally all day of this, literally like you're wearing goggles and stuff because it's like something out of Star Wars or something when they're there.
I was surprised at how humid it was in Israel. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
But they are below sea level, so.
Yeah, it gets warm.
It gets a little warm. Yes, it does. So, but it's been a blessing, and we appreciate you let us come on
anytime. And of course, folks, if we're always looking, if you're looking for a new church home, Community Methodist Church here would love to welcome you to come.
Most definitely.
Like you said, you guys meet there at the Westminster Presbyterian Church. There on 4th Street. Right there by Enchanted Hills in the park there, and right behind Champion Motorsports, off of 2nd there.
Right.
What service times for you guys?
Our service time is at 11 o'clock.
11 a.m.
Yes.
So, of course, if you get there a little earlier, you might bump into the Westminster.
Yeah, and we have there's food and coffee, and
actually, if you catch it right, you can get like double dose. Like you catch some of the Westminster, and then their coffee, and next thing you know,
so it works out really good. And it's just really great, and we're getting to know them well, and it's just been a blessing. It just really and truly has been. And I just think about it. It's like, no, it doesn't matter what denomination. No. We're still the community. We're still the body of the church.
Children of God. And we're all just, trying to do our best in lives to live our lives and honor God.
That's right.
Whatever title or name tag you want to put on, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter. No.
But yeah, so come on out. And then, of course, mark it on your calendars, October 26th.
Right.
There at Westminster Presbyterian Church. We invite you to come out for a good old-fashioned fall festival with all of the carnival games and fun and food and and kids can come and just have a good time.
Have a good time.
Frolic and roll around and play in the the games and all that good stuff.
We hope they have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah. What time is the event on the 26th?
It's on 1 to 3.
1 to 3.
1 p.m.
So perfect, right there in the afternoon. So they can get them good and wound up after lunch. They're tuckered out by dinner time.
There you go. Or they could be on the candy high.
That's
you
true.
never know.
But by about 5, they should crash in hard. Just have to put a little dinner in them and put them to bed.
Exactly. And we'll be in their fellowship, so it's going to be on the east end of the church. So,
Excellent.
And everything.
Good.
So we're excited about it.
Excellent.
It's kind of our launch thing to let people know that we are here
kind
too.
of putting on your makeup and saying, "Hey, we're here. Our party here."
Exactly.
But come and see what it's all about. And like you said, this is really grassroots. Church at the basically.
Right.
Least common denominator here. It's just people, books, Bibles, and God in a room together.
That's right.
Kind of what we're doing.
Yeah.
And,
it's just a really good thing.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. And this is where you, to be honest, I think this is where you see God's magic, God's miracles, God's. This is how you see it. This is how
it's. And our mission is to worship passionately, love extravagantly, and witness boldly.
Yeah.
And for Methodists, that's sometimes kind of a hard thing because we're very methodical in our thinking.
Sure.
So that's a new branch for us. But when you've got that, nothing can get in your way.
Yeah.
Well,
and I think sometimes, and this is just, me and I'm getting a little philosophical here, but it's like, we do so much here in our brains, and this is just individually and collectively as humans, and sometimes I think we create barriers, we create reasons or whatever it is, and I think religion gets like that sometimes. Where and quite frankly, if you look at the Bible, look at some of the things we do, some of the things we talk about, even customs and traditions, it wasn't so much even about a religious thing. It was more of a health and safety thing.
Right.
We're certain meats and don't eat this and that, and so. People still celebrate those customs, but I'm like, that's, to me, don't get hung up on that. That's not God. At the end of the day, God's not going to be, well, you ate fish 5 times on a Friday. No, they don't care. I don't think it's really, it's the big ones. The 10 Commandments, the things, living your life, knowing right from wrong, doing the thing, and then when you do wrong, and you sin, because we're all going to sin, and make up for it, and show what you can do to remorse it, and be aware and confess those sins.
Most definitely.
And guess what? And it doesn't matter how heinous the sin is.
No.
Whether it's you poked your brother in the neck or did something much more nefarious, they're all the same.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're truly repentant, God's going to forgive that.
Absolutely. And that's really, that's that relationship, and the rest of it is kind of, where the people get into arguments and wars over.
One of our members, he's very involved with the Kairos, and they're working at the Roswell Correctional Center.
Okay.
And he says, you're seeing God on fire there. And, to help them find and repent on that and just reevaluate their life. And because it just, when you've got God in your heart, the joy just overtakes.
Sure. And let's face it, sometimes when God shows up for you, it's usually at
your lowest point.
Yeah, the bottom of the pit. There.
Right.
And I imagine there's a lot of people that hit that bottom in that place. Thank God that's the bottom, because truly that's where the rehab comes.
Yes.
We can talk about all the other things, but until they hit the bottom, till the realization comes that if I do not change, I will either be gone or something very similar to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So to hear that from one of our members that works on the Kairos group is,
absolutely.
And that's what it is all about. It's
Sure.
all about. And just to be there for your brother or sister.
Sure.
And
but that's why you also see sometimes where some individuals have gone and why they're a little bit more passionate about it. And it's like, you don't realize it. They've seen it.
Yes.
Like, they have experienced it. They got to a point where, they were done. Whatever. And they experienced that change through God. And though you can't show it on a TikTok video.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They know it because they feel it, and they know exactly what that was. They know it as much as they know their own name, or they know the nose on their face.
Yeah.
And so when you go from a place of complete just denial or disbelief,
right,
and then somebody says, "Oh yeah, hold my beer, let me show you something."
Yeah, exactly.
Pardon the pun on that, but you know what I mean.
You know, but that and God is healing.
Yeah,
and and when you're in a community that believes in that, they'll walk with you.
Yeah, and so that's why sometimes you see folks that maybe have gone hard, and that's where that passion. I'm like, hey, it's part of it is sure if they're especially dealing with addiction. It is a lot of self-reinforcement, keeping them on the path. But also part of it is, no, it's real. I've seen it.
Yes.
And
I've seen it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I've seen it, yes.
Like for people that say, well, talk about it, or for lack of better terms, have gone through the motions.
Yes.
I go to church on Sunday because that's what my parents told me to do, and that's what I do. And so, and you have so many people that are in quote-unquote Christians that's their path.
Right.
And I'm like, no, that's where you can get disillusions.
Right.
But when you live life and you get rode hard and put away wet, and then God shows His face to you in His way, I'm sorry.
Well, like I said, I would never have seen myself in the position I am. I finally stopped questioning it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you've got me.
Sure.
And you do, so.
And that's faith. That's the faith, and that's the walk, and that's the struggle, and that's the highs, the lows, and everything in between about it.
Yeah, I finally stopped questioning that. Really, God? Really? But I'm finding out that the service that I'm doing and praying that it's helping others.
Yeah. So. But kind of to the point where you're talking about, getting along with Methodists and Presbyterians and everything else, and it's kind of like, at the end of the day, that's stuff we created. God's not concerned with any.
I don't think there was a specific, in the Bible.
I feel like you don't go to heaven. It's like, all right, Presbyterians over here, Lutherans over here, Catholics are down here.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it's just like, okay, but you're right. You are so right. You are so right. So anyway.
Anyway, come and join us. Yes. Come out this Sunday.
Come out this Sunday.
Remind what time your guys' service is
11 o'clock.
11 a.m. There at Westminster Presbyterian Church on 4th Street. What's the actual address number? I don't
2801 North.
West 4th.
Yeah, 2801 West 4th.
Yeah, it's over by Champion Motorsports, Richland. If you go down Country Club there, not Country Club. Sycamore. Thank you. Sycamore there, right off of 2nd. And you'll see it right behind kind of Champion and all that, the motel there.
The easiest one is I just come down 2nd, turn at Champion and Enchanted Storage.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's right there. You
You'll
can't miss it.
Yeah.
We're right at the end of the street there.
So it's kind of the brown wooden temple.
It looks like a Noah's Ark, really.
Yeah,
when you get inside, it looks like an ark.
Yeah, it's kind of the wood. It's very beautiful.
It's a very beautiful facility.
Very, very calming.
It is. It's very calming.
Like some churches are ornate and you feel like you're kind of lost in a big thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where that one always feels like
it's comfy.
Yeah. Not like that I want to kick up my feet, but I feel like I could get, like it's an okay, like, you know what I mean? Like it's a space you want to do it.
Yeah.
Not that I would, but I mean, it feels that inviting, I guess you could say.
It is very inviting.
Yeah.
So.
Very good. Sam, is there anything we missed? Anything we want to mention?
Not that I can think of. Maybe I'll come back before we have our for Advent, because we're getting ready to start Advent.
We are getting into holiday season. It's
I just like, oh my gosh,
after Fall
Christmas,
Festival, we start. We get into the Christmas season and everything else, which it hits fast and furious here in November, December. Yes,
I think about it. I'm going, Christmas is just around the corner. Okay, so but
it is. I wasn't going to say it. It's the second biggest holiday for Christians. I'm going to give Easter the nod.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, Christ being born, we celebrate that, and yes, in terms of how we celebrate, it's bigger, but we're all Christians because Jesus died on that cross,
right?
And that's the reason, and that's the big, that's the reason.
That is the reason.
So I give it the nod.
And
without that, we're just walking around wandering for God.
Right.
That's what we're doing.
That is right.
Yeah.
He came to fulfill the law and save our hearts.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Sandy. As
No, thank
always,
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll see you here.
Probably.
Before snow. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, that would be wonderful. I would love to have snow down here. Not as much as Goliath back when
Yeah, we don't
that
need
was.
we don't
but
need 20 inches of it at one time.
I would love to see some snow, but people say we get snow and yes, we do.
I think the perfect number is 3.
Yeah.
Because that's enough to say you got snow,
Yeah.
but not really enough to mess things up too bad. You know what I mean? It's 3 inches.
But then again, yeah.
Yeah. And it's not lingering for
No, it
because really
doesn't
snow
linger.
after a day or two, snow sucks.
Yeah.
Because then it gets dirty and nasty and not pretty anymore. So.
But I'm one of these snow people, so it's like it doesn't.
So that's why if you're going to do that, you got to freshen every night. So
Exactly,
it covers all the dirty and then it gives you a new.
When I lived in
layer.
Denver, that was.
Oh yeah, New York. My family. I've got my dad's side. They're from upstate New York,
Yeah.
and about November they get snow, and then you don't see the ground till about March.
Well, and that was the thing. I didn't. The first year I lived up in Denver, I was like, it was snowed in October. It was Halloween, and then didn't see the ground until June.
Yeah.
And you're going, what? Oh yeah, they said Amarillo's weather was worse. I lived in Amarillo. I had moved from Amarillo up to Denver, and I'm going, yeah, no.
No, this is not working.
No, so I came back home.
Now Amarillo gets more like violent weather in one short period. Like the overall weather's better, but they'll hammer with the tornado, whatever. Where some of these other places, it's just we just get a foot of snow all morning. We're not having these nor'easter storms. That are
But at
coming
least
in,
you can see the tornado coming.
This is true. You got warning. It's way over there.
But it was like but I'm comparing their weather. I was like, when Denver's windy.
Yeah.
Denver, no. Then they have nasty hailstorms, but
we all get our
own type of weather. That's true. So, but maybe we could write a better,
At least you don't have to worry about hurricanes around here.
No, that's true.
No, no.
When Dad we were stationed at Langley, and
Virginia.
And Hurricane Camille came through in '69.
Yeah, I'm from that area. I'm from
yeah.
Maryland and there,
Okay.
so we've had
rain.
Yeah.
As my mom says, "Where's the ark?"
And to be honest, that part usually doesn't. Hurricanes don't really get that far north.
No.
To a point where it's a hurricane.
Yeah.
Still, Carolinas they usually peter out around North Carolina, Virginia area. So, but anyway.
Well, we've been praying for those victims back east.
Absolutely.
And,
Matter of fact, we'll have the caravan leaving tomorrow for that too. We'll talk about that
okay.
with the American Legion.
Oh,
so
okay.
They're going to be heading
well,
out for
that's
that.
good to know.
Yes.
I mean, that's another point. There's the community of the church stepping in where, dare I say it?
Roswell's always been amazing about it.
Dare I say it? The government can't do it right. There's times that they do, but
You're waiting around for them, you'll be waiting around
exactly.
a while.
And
I've
that's
always
why
said
the
that, so.
community of churches have always been the first responders.
The rally the troops and get things done.
Yeah.
Thank you as always.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too. Quick break before news. Don't go away.
Son, get in the car.
No, Dad, not your car. It smells horrid and it looks awful. I'm scared, Dad. I'm really scared.
Is your old car really scary? The all-new Roswell Ford will take your scary old trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. So you can drive a new Ford or quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV for a lot less. For a limited time, get up to $6,000 in bonus cash on new Ford trucks and SUVs, or get 0% APR. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Roswell Ford has partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford with new management and a whole new attitude. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 36 months and $27.78 per thousand finance on select models. Subject to lender approval through Ford credit. Offers not.
It's one of the fall's best family fun events. Art in the Park returns to JC Park Friday and Saturday, October 18th and 19th. There's plenty of live entertainment and food trucks, along with lots of vendors displaying their arts and crafts. It's always a great event for all that attend. So set aside the date, October 18th and 19th, the 49th annual Art in the Park at JC Park in Artesia, and paid by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Check out some of the pre-Halloween specials you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. Select varieties of Food Club shredded or chunk cheeses are 2 for $4, and select 10 packs of Kool-Aid Jammers are 2 for $5. In produce, select sizes of strawberries, blackberries, or raspberries are 2 for $5, and jack-o'-lantern pumpkins are $3.99 each. In the meat department, family packs of choice boneless beef bottom chuck roasts are $5.99 a pound, and family packs of boneless center-cut pork loin chops are $2.49 a pound. These are just some of the pre-Halloween specials you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack. In fact, they're downright funky. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2660.
Pressure Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and all positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screening. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please apply in person at 2702 North Freeman in Artesia, New Mexico. Equal opportunity employer.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
The weather is changing, and what is cooler than being at the Cow? Well, we can't think of anything. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in Roswell is your authorized Brothers Sewing Machine dealer for Southeast New Mexico, and they're all on sale right now at the Calico Cow. New fabric styles for fall are here, and holiday and Christmas fabrics continue to arrive daily. If you're still stitched to your own machine and you just want a tune-up, call for in-house maintenance, 575-639-2586. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
Scheduled execution of a man who would have become the first person in the U.S. put to death for shaken baby syndrome. The late-night ruling to spare, for now, Robert Robertson capped a flurry of last-ditch legal maneuvers. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are both campaigning in Michigan today, looking to lock down support in that important battleground state. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has presented the European Union with a long-awaited victory plan that aims to strengthen his country's position enough to end the war with Russia.
President Zelensky was not asking for unlimited weapons to blast Russia off the battlefield in a swift and comprehensive military success. Instead, what he calls his victory plan would strengthen Ukraine to the extent that Russia has to resort to diplomacy, not fighting. Mr. Zelensky told European leaders they would pay no political cost if they extended an immediate invitation to Ukraine to join the NATO alliance. But the US and Europe remain worried about direct military confrontation with Russia and still won't give Ukraine permission to use long-range missiles that strike into Russia itself.
BBC correspondent Nick Beek reporting from Brussels. News and analysis at townhall.com. There's widespread evidence of a healthy U.S. economy. However, lower-income Americans are still being squeezed by high prices.
The Bank of Atlanta estimates that the U.S. economy grew a strong 3.4% in the third quarter, despite Americans dealing with high prices. But Federal Reserve research suggests that only a portion of the American population is fueling most of the economic growth. By August of this year, inflation-adjusted spending on retail goods was nearly 17% higher than it was in January 2018. But for upper-income households earning more than $100,000 a year, spending for middle-income households earning $60,000 to $100,000 rose 13.3% during the same period. Donna Horter, Washington.
The average rate on a 30-year mortgage in the U.S. moved higher for the third week in a row, up to 6.44%. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Boy, the deuce in it.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Felt like I was watching an episode of Welcome to Wrestling.
In it? It's always fun.
Happy Friday.
Yes, welcome to it.
It is Friday. So glad it's Friday.
Finally Friday.
Yeah, so happy.
But another busy one.
Yeah, it is busy. We got football. Hopefully the rain doesn't impact too much the games and stuff tonight. It's not rain, it's the lightning, the thunder. That's the stuff that gets so. Well, hopefully that doesn't impact. But I'm gonna just make a suggestion. You do head out to the Wool Bowl tonight. If you're gonna travel down to Artesia to go catch Roswell and Artesia square off, maybe bring a ring.
Bring a poncho. Yeah. Just that's a good suggestion.
No umbrellas.
And actually, maybe a plastic umbrella.
Ones that, if you're sitting in the stands, you should not be having an umbrella because you're just being rude to the people behind.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Unless you have a clear umbrella.
No, that doesn't even work.
You're still looking through a cloudy window.
Yeah, it's like looking through. It's like if you wear glasses, just like breathe and just smear it all up and then spray water on it and then go look through it. That's what it's like looking.
I saw somebody with one of those see-through umbrellas the other day, but they had it all the way down.
Yeah, I've seen them where they come down like it's Jetson's
still,
car bubble over their face.
It's still like a holding umbrella, but they were like holding the stick down here, and it was just like they were like inside of a dome.
See, I would want to see it like that, but there's like the flap that comes like so it's no clear. It's just open.
Okay.
So it's almost like a slot, like a door slot, like New England clam chowder. Then they slide it and let you in.
Right.
Kind of same kind of deal, but on the umbrella. You know.
Yeah, I could see something like that, but you have to have, if it was a flap, I think something that flipped up so that if rain were falling, you could then have it
like a night
cascading in front of your face.
Like a knight's helmet.
Kind of right.
Flip up. I think, that'd be cool. That would be my umbrella.
Yeah,
ideal.
I like that.
And to be honest, I want to do like the clear wrap, like you can so it's still see-through, but it's got a wrap so you kind of can't see in.
So you're talking about like how we have the windows on the
kind of like that. And so that way you could put like R2D2 out there or various
advertising,
other, Oscar the Grouch, whatever
your ad here,
whatever your proclivity is there, and you just diddy bop around town.
Now, I am gonna kind of break your heart a little bit on this.
Okay,
it's not fun to look through those when you're people watching. It's not fun to look through those.
Yeah,
you kind of have to have you kind of have to always be moving to get a good picture of what's happening.
Sure.
And then if somebody actually does see inside, you look like the freak that's doing this thing, just trying to look out.
But if you're moving while it's moving, does it change? Because, like you said, normally our only perspective is sitting in that trailer out the window, watching all the people pick their nose.
Oh yeah, by the way, we do that. Oh, we were doing the hell out of that at the fair,
and they don't think we're in there seeing them. Yeah,
it was great from five to about 7 o'clock. We had pretty much just primo. Nobody. People didn't even know we were inside there.
I know.
There was one guy that was just standing at the window. I'm like, should we do something? But by about 7 o'clock, when the sun starts going down, then the turns tide, if you will.
Yeah, because the lights get on, and then you can see.
Everybody can see inside of everything that happens.
But
so
I do warn you, if you go out to the fair and you're diddy bopping around, especially in the early evening hours, odds are good we are in there and we are watching you. So if you're up there picking your nose or sitting on the bumper, scratching yourself, or leaving various accoutrement on the thing, we are aware and see it.
It was I was rather entertained to watch a group of high school age boys gather around the big screen TV to watch the volleyball game. Bunch of horn dogs. Go get a corn dog.
Oh, speaking of corn dog, this is a story, and this is
all right.
This baffles me.
Okay,
I'm baffled by this. Bill's not here, right?
I haven't seen anybody
yet.
All
right, good deal. All right. So, Dave Portnoy, the Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
His whole deal. He's,
he does the one bite review, right?
Yeah, he does this pizza thing where he does this pizza. Well, so I guess he's at the Texas State Fair that's going on this week. And so he's there, and so he's doing his one bite deal, but he's hitting all the different fair vendors and all that stuff. And this, how does he not know this exists to me? This does not make sense.
Okay.
He got a corn dog.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't understand. He thought a corn dog, like when he bit into it and there was a hot dog there, he was blown away. He was like, I thought it was going to be all corn. I was like, how have you not heard of a corn dog?
Come on.
How have you not been in the United States of America for, 40 years, however old that man is, and not know what a corn dog is?
Well, not only that, but also have such a connection to street food that your whole persona is, trying pizza places.
And you're a sports dude. How have you not been to a sporting event and not a corn dog showed up and you're just that and that's why I'm like, this has got to be a bit, but he's not saying that. He's legit and I'm miffed at the fact that he's never had a corn dog.
And I feel like that's got to be a bit.
I am too, but he insists it's not, and everyone's he's just, I thought it was, and then apparently there's other people goes, it's a thing, and he's like, I guess from New York, it's not a big thing, and there's a couple people chiming in, and I'm like, I'm from Maryland, and I'm not that far away, and I knew what corn dogs were before I came out here. We had corn. Now, granted, there wasn't a lot of people eating corn dogs, but you could go to the grocery store and buy frozen corn dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have corn dogs in my freezer right now.
You may not eat them on the regular, but you at least are aware that they are on Earth and they exist.
I don't know. I understand that. Okay, so being on YouTube as long as I have been and as consistently as I am, I've fallen across a lot of these, people from the East Coast eat McDonald's for the first time. Videos where they've literally never had it their whole lives. Some of them are from other countries, and that's kind of understandable.
Well, I don't know, not even McDonald's nowadays. I mean, they're literally in every country.
That's true, but it's not one of those things that. There are some families who are they do the vegan thing their whole life, and they've never had a cheeseburger from McDonald's.
But I feel like those are the same people that aren't on the internet.
So that's true. That's true. I'm a little perplexed that he's never seen a corn dog before, but I also wonder if the majority of the comments in said video were about the fact that he was baffled by the corn dog.
Well, and that's just it. There's been follow-on, there was the video of him and the corn dog, and then they've done the podcast this thing since.
Right.
And he's like, no, I really never. He goes, I bit in and thought it was going to be corn, like all cornbread or whatever. I didn't know it was going to be actual.
Yeah, that's why it's called a corn dog, because it's cornmeal
Well, I figured
batter.
it was like a dog shape, I guess. A hot dog shape. I don't know. I mean,
that is amazing.
Yeah, I'm baffled by that, but
Then again,
it's not like he's like okay, like you said, maybe he's blast to the past, but he's a sports guy. He grew up he does Barstool Sports.
Right.
If you know what a Barstool is, you better know what a corn dog is. That's all I'm saying.
In fairness, Barstool Sports partnered with New Amsterdam Vodka, and their flavor is called Pink Whitney, and it's a pink lemonade flavor. It's the least manly flavor of a beverage, but it's Barstool Sports' like signature drink.
Well, that man needs way more corn dogs.
He's been
he needs help.
sitting in a room drinking Pink Whitneys for the last several years and forgot what corn dogs were.
What is this clear liquid? Call it water?
What? Water?
Well, I've never heard of it.
That's a side thing. It drives me nuts the way my son says water. Like, why are you saying it like that?
I usually get the water.
The water?
Water.
But yeah, that is interesting. Although I know that there's this whole subsection of the internet of TikTok that does things specifically to get people to get into the comments and be like, I can't believe they just did that.
Yeah.
The video I showed you the other day was somebody was making, the whole video was them making their own Doritos Locos taco shell, essentially. And at the end, she loads it up with everything, and she's like, and that's it's simple as that. And then she takes a bite out of the top of the taco. And we've been over this.
Yeah.
We talked about how
this isn't
annoyed
one
I
of
am.
those, because it's literally him just like, hey, I'm doing my thing, and I'm like, we're at the corn dogs, and he goes over in front of the big, tall, whatever the cowboy is there. I know he has a name, I just don't know. And so he goes to bite and you could tell he's kind of like, oh, it's a hot dog in here. He goes, I didn't, like, you can kind of tell he just didn't know.
No, I know it's a state fair corn dog, so it's a
Yeah.
little thicker, but one would imagine it's probably not thick enough to have a cob of corn in there.
Well, I don't think he thought it was a cob of corn. I think he thought it was all cornbread or whatever. I don't think, I don't think he realized there was meat inside. I think he thought it was like this cornbread on a stick.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I think that's what he thought.
So,
but anyway.
You're right. I'm baffled. I don't have an answer for you, honestly.
Yeah, I'm just like, I could get it if you, like you said, he's vegan, never, I don't know. But this is Dave Portnoy, and he does Barstool Sports, and he literally does things about eating pizza and all kinds of junk food. How does he never had a corn dog or even heard of a corn dog? Maybe not eaten one, but at least know of their existence. You know what I mean?
And one would imagine I don't know where he's from, but Dave Portnoy, he sounds like a native New Yorker.
I think he's from East Coast, Jersey, New York, somewhere in that area.
That's like the corn dogs, like.
Oh, he claims they don't do corn dogs there.
World. That's where they come from.
He claims they don't do them there.
Coney Island. They did, the Coney, obviously, but the corn dog was a big thing there, too.
Yeah, I don't know. He claims he doesn't know.
I just don't even know what. Ups, down, left is right. Dogs mating with cats.
Yeah. I'm just amazed at what next he's going to be like. What is this? Pickle? I've never heard of these. So you put chicken on a nugget form?
That man's mind will be blown if you ever show him a Kool-Lickle.
Right.
Like, wait, there's Kool-Aid in this? But it's a pickle.
Bread? All right. Chavis County Manager Bill Williams going to join us here to give us the rundown of yesterday's county commission meeting and other things happening in and around Chavis County. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break for weather, and then we'll go right into the commercials because I still have a lot of them. And then we will talk with Bill Williams on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some clouds and a few showers possible today. We have a low pressure system developing to our west, and that'll be affecting us over the weekend. Mid-70s and windy today. Showers and thunderstorms rolling through for the overnight hours. Our low should be around 60, and then we get scattered showers and thunderstorms through the day on Saturday. We'll be in the mid-70s, maybe a few leftover showers on Sunday, upper 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Need new windows for your home? Beware of the sales gangster. Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing and Windows here. A sales gangster is a window salesperson with the mobster mentality. They intimidate, bully, and fast talk you into buying their less than quality windows during a 3-hour pitch. Think I'm kidding? Call a few window companies and see for yourself. Or you can skip the sales gangsters and call Trustmark. We have fair, no-nonsense pricing on our premium windows, and our appointments take only about 60 to 75 minutes. Just long enough to listen to what you need, show you your options, answer your questions, and give you a straightforward quote. Then it's up to you. We can take a no just as easy as a yes, but I'll guarantee you this. No sales gangsters. Sound fair? Call Trustmark Roofing and Windows for your no-obligation spring window assessment. 575-755-7663 or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
It's October, and that means it's time to paint Roswell Honda pink. We partnered up with the Chaves County Cancer Fund to help raise much-needed money, and we are gearing up for another amazing year. Roswell Honda is giving away some great prizes, including 4 designer purses from Coach, Kate Spade, and Michael Kors. Pretty in pink, of course. Stop by for a free entry or 3 entries with a qualified test drive. And that's not all. With rates as low as 1.9% and over 100 quality pre-owned vehicles on the lot, there's never been a better time to get behind the wheel. Here's Joe Salzar to tell you all about it.
Don't let vehicle pricing rumors fool you. With Roswell Honda's market-based program tool, we are making it easier than ever to get the best deal in southeastern New Mexico. And with every vehicle sold in the month of October, we will donate $50 to the Chaves County Cancer Fund.
Join us Saturday, October 26th from 10 to 1 p.m. We will have a special performance by the Charlie's Angels. Bring cash to support the cause and purchase goods from our many vendors. Help us make it happen for the Chaves County Cancer Fund, and let's paint Roswell Honda pink.
Help benefit the Wounded Warrior Project with H.F. Sinclair, Saturday, November 9th at the Veterans Mission 5K Fun Run, Walk and Ride. This 5K Fun Run will begin and end at Beige Veterans Park in Artesia, and the course will take you around Eagle Draw, Walk or Run. Kids 6 and under can join on their bikes. Pre-registration is $25 for adults and teens, kids $10, and your 4-legged companion only $5, with all proceeds to benefit Wounded Warriors. For more information or to sign up, visit hfsnn.com/veterans-mission-5K.
At Artesia General Hospital, we know it's early, but schedule your mammogram today and save. Call 855-RAD-EXAM and save 10% off mammograms scheduled through October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And get a refreshing drink discount from Kith & Kin in Artesia or Blue House in Carlsbad. We use leading-edge, FDA-approved Genius 3D mammography technology to deliver more accurate results faster and with more comfort. Women over 40 do not need a referral for yearly screenings. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
Hi, Chef Anthony Noble here with the Valley Cafe at 801 West Brasher. We love serving you our delicious meals for lunch and dinner. The next time you're in on Monday or Tuesday, bring the family and take advantage of our kids' dinner special. With the purchase of an adult meal, you get a kids' meal for 20% off. That's right. Get the kids fed, save a little money, enjoy what I got cooking in the kitchen. Come visit us at 801 West Brasher in the Orange Building across from Church on the Move in Roswell. We have it all. Come taste and see.
Don't forget, you can also find the Valley Cafe on our website at toasttab.com/Valley Cafe. Also on DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans and options to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second download and upload speed. With Faster, get true 500 megs of download and upload speeds. And with Fastest, you get 1 gig. Learn more at plateautel.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true. Trusted.
You love your car? Yes. Well, Roswell Hyundai wants to help you keep your current car with a lower payment. Introducing Refi with Hyundai. Roswell Hyundai wants to help you refinance your current vehicle with rebates and discounts to lower your payment. If you're ready to upgrade, Roswell Hyundai has a fresh inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles with special financing available regardless of your credit with I-10 accepted. Don't forget, all new Hyundais come with a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty and 3 years of free oil changes. So, what makes Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico? You do. Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Alaska is the only state name that can be typed on one row of keys. Go ahead and try typing the other 49 states. We'll wait. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Chaves County Manager Bill Williams back with us. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning.
How's life in your world today?
It's great. There's a little bit of moisture, and it sounds like we're going to get more.
Yeah. So did you get the pitty patter rain at your house?
A very small amount.
Yeah.
But as I drove down you know how it is in New Mexico and Chaves County.
Yeah.
Rain's pretty heavy here, and then rain's heavier a few hundred feet away.
Well, I think in town proper, at least down by the hospital, we got a fair amount, at least for about half hour there, I think. But,
well, that's good.
It was nice to hear. So
tomorrow is going to, I think, be a pretty substantial amount of rain from everything I've I've read. It looks pretty good.
And to be honest, if what I've heard is we could be severe weather, so be on the lookout. I would not be surprised if there's a tornado watch or something like that that could pop up tomorrow. So be on alert for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But hopefully not. Just some good beneficial rain.
Just nice slow rain is
not
what we always
6 inches in an hour. We don't need that.
But we'll take whatever the Lord provides.
Maybe give us an inch or two over the whole day. That'd be nice.
So I thought it was pretty interesting about the corn dogs.
Yeah.
That people don't even know what a corn dog is. Oh my gosh.
I get it if you don't eat junk food and that's not how you're not exposed to it, but
of all the things, that's kind of like not knowing what an all-soups burrito is.
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly.
And there's some level that everybody knows what that is.
And the guy literally goes around with a camera and everything trying pizzas and things from different places in cities. How do you not
his
at least
credibility is
stumble
gone
upon it?
if you don't know what a corn dog is.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It reminds me of years and years ago, my wife and I just newly married, and we went to visit my grandmother in a small town in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
There was one place to eat in that town, which was fortunate because my grandmother, who wanted to cook for us, she was having some issues with cooking and comprehending how to cook and those things. She was very elderly.
So the restaurant
was she really wanted to cook for us, and so first meal we let her cook for us, and it was hard to eat. Let me put it that way. I'm not sure that my wife ate it, but I felt some sort of an obligation, and it was very, very difficult to eat.
It was missing some ingredients.
So we
some processes here.
Tried to get her to go out with us. She wouldn't leave the house. She was, like I say, an elderly lady, and so anyway, we were pretty much starved after about the third day there because the restaurant was only open for a few hours a day, and we'd go down and try to eat. So one evening we came back from looking around the county or whatever, and we came in, and my grandmother, "Oh, I'm glad you're back. I cooked some dinner for you." "Oh, well, thank you. But we're not real hungry. We ate just a little while." The whole thing, trying to spare her feelings, and of course we were starving, and says, "Well, I just made some corn dogs for you." And I thought, well, corn dogs, how bad? That's a frozen entree. Just get it out.
Yeah.
I think this will work.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, maybe I could eat a corn dog. And my wife, she's quiet and in the background. My wife is a very intelligent lady. So my grandmother says, well, let me get one for you. And she comes out into the dining room with a pan. Says, I don't know what's wrong with these corn dogs. When I boiled them, all the stuff came up. She lifted it up, and the cornmeal was dripping off and everything. And, of course, I'd already committed. I was going to have a corn dog.
You're going to have a melted corn dog.
So when we left there, we drove straight to Oklahoma City the day. Well, goodbye. We probably cut our vacation short because we were starving.
Right.
But we left, and we made the first restaurant we could find, and we're just digging in with both hands.
It's a smorgasbord. We're shutting it down.
My poor grandmother. She really tried her best to take care
Absolutely.
of us. How nice. But
and I imagine early in her life, was she a better cook early in her life?
She was a wonderful cook.
Yeah, when you get older,
She, I think because she wanted to try so hard to do, nice meals and everything.
I wonder if she, and that's when you think later, it's like, she realized that she did, or like in her head, did she think it was okay? Or
I think in her mind, she thought that she had provided us a great feast, and
because I'm not sure. To be honest, I almost prefer that because I think that to me it's way worse that for someone that could do and then they can't do. That's a hard
to be frustrated.
A hard thing to
no, I think that she felt as if she had really,
That's maybe the
showed us
blessing in there.
a great meal and great time, and she did show us a great time, so that was fun. But
that's why they have big. That's why he keeps. That's why he's got big, deep pockets on his side to this day, just in case you get some of these situations. You got a place to stuff those melted corn dogs or whatever you hit them.
Oh my gosh, that was.
Which now it makes sense when the commissioners go once a year to the jail to eat.
Right.
Bill always says thirds when they eat lunch there.
Yeah, well, I have several brothers and sisters, and so I don't leave food on the plate very long. Sit there and growl. But anyway, we had a good commission meeting yesterday. Started off with a presentation. That's always fun.
Sure.
So we recognized the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Queen. Her name is Carly Rincon, and she's going to represent our county and our fair.
At the next level here.
Oh my gosh, they have such good selections whenever they select that, and they're always community leaders. They're always, just really outgoing young people that get that award. And of course, Roswell Livestock always provides a crown and a buckle, and that's always fun. I tried to get Desiree to speak and tell us something, but she refused to step up to the mic, so I'll pick on her a little this morning on the radio. But no, they provided the crown and the buckle, and we presented a certificate, and we're just really in good hands once again with our fair queen. So,
absolutely,
so that's really nice.
Very good. So we got a chance to
really good turnout. Her family showed up, and they took a lot of photos out in the under the dome after the meeting, and that's always a great time. And then we also have a lot of people come and give us updates of what's going on around town. So we have the 4-H, we have Drew and Tamara and Miss Wright, their new young 4-H lady.
Yeah.
They came and gave us an update on all the things going on with Cooperative Extension Service and 4-H program. Chaves County Health Council came in and gave us an update on all the things that they do in our community. Mike Espiritu came in and talked to us about the Reno air races and many other things. So it's not just that. I mean, they are working on so many fronts.
Yeah, they got a lot of irons and fires that they just have it's just a big iron in that fire over there.
Absolutely. So we did all that usual stuff, and then we started our meeting. So first thing I guess that we did, I'm in my mind, I didn't bring my agenda today, so I'm doing this from my head.
Right, off the cuff.
I may have to boil us a corn dog here in a minute because I'm certain that my memory's not very good. But the first thing that we did is we approved an agreement with the state of New Mexico for TPF funding. That's Transportation Highway Fund, I believe is what it's called.
Okay.
And we like that. They used to give us, and they still do, LGRF funding, which is Local Government Road Fund, and we use that to resurface many of our roads and some other projects around in municipalities.
Does that fund a lot of like service roads, like a lot of the oil field or farm to the ranch, to the highway? You know, those roads that really a lot of trucks go on there, but not a lot else, and that's what they get a lot of wear and tear on them.
Yeah, we maintain those too, but we use it mostly for our paving. We do have road graders out in the more distant areas of the county that do not have any permanent surface on them, and so they blade. But the roads that are closer in around town, we always try to keep those chip sealed and in pretty good shape. And the state provides a portion of that funding. I believe that the LGRF funding is at 70%, which means the county's got to come up with 30% plus the other roads that we do. I mean, that's just certain.
That's not a bad split.
Certain roads we put in each year, they have to meet certain criteria to do it, and they'll fund a portion of it. But the TPF funding, that's 95% they pay. So that only means we have to
5%.
Only pay 5% of tax money to get those things
done. If you get things on sale, maybe that's the 5%.
Yeah, there's got to be a way to make this really work
out. Asphalt sales or something,
We recently finished Pine Lodge Road from Red Bridge to the backside of the mall there, the county portion of that road. And if you haven't been down that road, treat yourself. That's the best I've ever seen that road in the many years I've been driving on it. Of course, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of right-of-way there. They had to reclaim every inch that they could, and it's much better than it was. But it's never going to be a super highway, even though it's a de facto truck route.
Yeah.
So this particular agreement was for the rest of Pine Lodge Road, and then we have put in for grant funding for Red Bridge Road. And that will get us back up to about 19th Street and take care of that section and create a safer, better road like we did on Pine Lodge. So So we're working continuously on coming up with funding and funding what we can in-house and taking care of these roads. But pretty happy with the way Pine Lodge so far has come out.
Yeah.
And, I think in the next couple of years we will make a pretty good showing on those roads.
Yeah.
To make that.
And that's to be honest, that's the it's kind of the endless work of road work, because you do these things and then about the time it's time for the road department to kind of start over where they began it. Like I've been told, and I know each one does it different, but they really have kind of like a circle where they'll start here and then they work, and by the time they complete that, that's usually about time to start over on the maintenance and upkeep of that thing again. So that's generally how they kind of work those things. So this is all those things.
And a few years ago, the county commission purchased us a reclaiming machine. So, and it's going to take us a period of time because we've never had this sort of a machine before. But we take the worst of the worst roads in the winter. Just prior to chip sealing season beginning, we have to depend on warm weather and temperatures and dry, all those things that we get every spring. So,
yeah.
Just before that, we will go in, and the worst of the worst roads, we go in with this milling machine. This thing will cut 20 inches deep and never even breathe heavy, but it'll cut 20 inches deep, pretty much mill everything back up. You hook a water truck directly to the front of it, and it puts the moisture back in. So as they build it back up, you have a really good base to work on. They get it all prepared, get it all rolled in and reshaped and reconditioned. And a lot of the roads have never had anything. They just added gravel to the top because they've been here for 100 years or longer.
Sure.
So they're able to do that. Then they come in the spring and they overlay them with the new chip seal. So slowly we're rebuilding from the ground up, literally.
Sure. Yeah.
Some of these roads, but the others are generally just more of a new surface on the top.
But I imagine too, because it's being done that way, it's actually going to make it a stronger, probably more durable road, in the long run, as opposed to just putting more, a layer of paint on top of the layer of paint on top of the layer of paint.
Which unfortunately, that's how we have to do a lot of our roads. But as time goes on, we hope to kind of rebuild them and add that component in there and get it. But we're pretty far behind on that, so it's going to take several years for us to really make a good showing with that. But we are doing pretty well with it, and I think this is our 5th year maybe that we've had that machine. So we get a few critical miles done every year. So
sure, you're just plugging away.
So that's a good one.
By the time we get done, we're ready to start over again.
It's time to start over again. Absolutely. So
very good.
We agreed to participate, become co-signatories on 2 different amicus briefs at this particular county commission meeting, and both of them had to do with the Utah versus United States lawsuit.
Okay.
So the state of Utah, let me back up just a little bit. The western states have federal lands in them, unappropriated federal lands.
Okay.
Everything back east there is very little federal lands. In the state of Texas, there's only 1.7% of federal lands because they came in as a republic. They already had the lands disposed of and everything when they came into the union. And so they only have 1.7%. That's a couple of wildlife refuges, national parks, monuments, those sorts of things. In fact, I would venture to guess that the Big Bend National Monument is probably the largest, a big component of that 1.7% in the state of Texas.
I don't know if
because such a large
Alamo
park
falls under that.
Well, the Alamo, it's a national park.
But short of that, that's about what federal lands are.
Yeah,
in
Battleship
Texas
Park, San Jacinto, and a few of those things like that are parks. But other than that, there's no federal lands there.
And to be honest, that's not uncommon. Like back east, all the federal lands. It's like DC. It's like monuments. It's the government buildings. It's
wildlife refuges. Management areas. Those kind of things.
Yeah.
So back east, and my understanding, the way all this started out was when there were 13 colonies, and they were looking at trying to gain their independence. Before they could all get on the same page, the 6 colonies that faced the ocean said, "Wait a minute. The 7 of you that are on the west side, you're claiming lands all the way to France, which the Louisiana Purchase, of course, was owned by France. You're claiming all that land from your western border all the way over there. That's not fair to us. You guys will have undue control and influence over our government
those
system.
13 colonies would have been pretty big if they would have kept doing
so
this.
They said, in order for us to join you in this commitment to gain our freedom from, or start a new nation, we need to know how we're going to dispose of these excess lands. And so they came up with what they called the Enabling Act, which allowed them to divide those other lands up into appropriate sized states or territories that could come into the Union. Of course, they were colonies back then, but they decided that they could do that. And that way, each one would have an equal footing, come in on equal footing with the original 13 colonies.
Sure.
And everyone would have a fair shake at this. And part of that was you have to give up those lands. They have to be disposed of. They have to be, created new states, new territories, and everyone can come in under the same footing. Well, the state of New Mexico and most of the states in the West, when they came in, the Enabling Act says you're coming in under equal footing, and the very next, therefore, on the process says you're going to give up any rights to any federal lands within your boundaries. Well, that's not equal footing. That's basically extortion. You want to be a state, you're gonna let us keep our property within your state.
Yeah.
And so the western states have an inordinate amount of federal lands that are unappropriated as compared to the rest of the nation. And so the state of Utah, which is 70% federal lands that are unappropriated, has decided to sue the federal government and try to force their hand to get them to dispose of unappropriated lands. And like I say, that does not mean wildlife refuges. It does not mean national parks.
Sure.
It does not mean national monuments. All those things that belong to the people still belong to the people. It's just these lands that there's no purpose for.
Yeah.
But we're gonna continue to keep those, and we might let you graze on it.
And they're just holding on till they decide what they want to do.
Decide what they want to do.
Yeah.
And so that's the whole point, is they want them to decide whether the federal government can even do that legally based on what's in the Constitution, saying that everyone comes in under equal footing, and the Enabling Act says you need to dispose of those lands. And so the state of Utah is taking them to court. We cannot join the state of Utah's lawsuit because what's happened in Utah does not affect us directly. So we can't just join in, be interveners on the
So basically,
on the
start
lawsuit.
your own kind of thing? Or?
Well, I don't think anyone else is looking at starting their own at this point. So it's just kind of Utah's out there in the lead. They're trying it out. But what many of us have decided we wanted to do is join them by giving support in way of an amicus brief.
Okay.
And what that is I think it literally translates to friend of the court or something like that. I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a Latin scholar, but I believe that's what it is. And it just says, hey, we agree with this in principle, and we think that you need to consider this.
We agree with those guys.
And so there are many of us in the West who are joining in that. So we joined two of those amicus briefs, and the reason we did two is one of them is the American Lands Council that is directly related to the lawsuit in Utah, and they have quite a few costs, and so we join them, and we are going to contribute a couple $1,000s to them to help with the cost in the lawsuit and that thing. And of course, like I say, there are many of us, so we don't need to put in tens of thousands.
Sure.
But
everyone's
we gave
putting
them
in there a little bit. Now it's got quite a little
a reasonable amount.
War
and
chest there.
Then the
for this.
second amicus brief that we were asked to sign on to is the Arizona New Mexico Coalition of Counties, of which we've been members for years, probably since its inception. They also would like to file a brief, but all they have to do is pay for just the brief. They don't have any additional cost and all that. So we're going to give them a few $100s to help offset those costs. Karen Bud Fallon will be writing that particular amicus brief, and they will all go into the Supreme Court, and hopefully it'll make a difference. But we're all kind of waiting to see what happens with the state of Utah. If the Supreme Court decides the federal government needs to dispose of those lands, it opens up the West to a totally different.
Sure. Now, will then each state have to individually sue?
Each state will have to individually decide what they're going to do. So, nothing may ever happen anywhere. Sure. Who knows? But it'll finally at least be heard by the Supreme Court and hopefully decided at some point.
Of course, we have a lot of this land too, but with our military connection on some of this stuff, we might have a tougher fight on.
Well, the military, those lands are appropriated. Military lands, tribal lands, all those lands are appropriated. So it's only the lands that there's no defined purpose for.
But I'm wondering if there's some that's
but even with
adjacent
that,
to that. Yeah.
what is the method, it's a very complicated thing.
Sure.
First of all, the federal government has to say, yeah, we shouldn't, or the Supreme Court should say the federal government should not have those lands. They should dispose of them, get them out to the people. But how do you do that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's all kinds of questions there, but it is something that those of us in the West need to figure out how to.
It's going to be like all I can think of is like the old Expansion West, where what was that movie that was like Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman back in like the 90s, where they're doing like I don't know if it was Oklahoma, where they're literally in the race where they get in the wagon running west to claim their plot of land to sit there. It's like, we'll just take some of this unappropriated land and do that to it.
Well, and that's how most of this unappropriated lands came to be.
Yeah.
Because most states, they had the Homestead Act. And so they put up 160 acres. If you could prove up the 160 acres in 5 years, it was your land.
Yeah.
Lands in the West are less hospitable. It requires more than 160 acres to make a living for your family. Or they're out in, can you imagine, in Utah and Nevada, some of those places are pretty inhospitable to human life.
Well, not to mention if your land's not attached to any kind of water source or any kind of thing like that, it is really inhospitable.
And those lands, it was put up the same way.
Yeah.
You can homestead 160 acres. If you make it, good for you. It's yours. So much of the land in the West is lands that are left over from that no one was interested in, or they couldn't prove them up. And so they just held on to them. And that's...
there they sit.
there they sit. Now, had they gone up and said, you know what, we're going to make it 640 acres. If you can prove up 640 acres in 5 years, that might have done it. I have no idea what would have or would not have worked. And certainly every state and every region is going to be a different thing. But it's an interesting process and interesting idea. And so we're kind of anxious to see how that proceeds.
Yeah. So sitting with popcorn on the sidelines watching.
Right.
Very good. But that's Utah right now, and then we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, and other than just saying, hey, we agree with Utah, that's all we've done is said we'd like to agree with Utah on this.
I'm kind of any time that the government
can be put back in their box.
Less federal government involvement, the better usually.
More
the
local
situation
government control, and
I've always been a fan of that. Anything that supports that, I'm for, and anything that goes against that, I'm not. So
exactly. So, kind of along those same lines, the New Mexico Construction Industries Commission. It's a 9-member commission in the state of New Mexico. Everyone that has a building inspection program has to be authorized by the state of New Mexico, unless you're home rule, and then you can do your own thing. But most of our municipalities and certainly our counties are statutory counties, statutory municipalities, and so we follow the state lead on construction industries, on building inspections, and that kind of thing. And so they're headed up by a commission of 9 people that vote in the code cycle that we're going to be on. And usually there's about a 3-year lag, because the International Code Council, years ago when I was a contractor, and I got my contractor's license when I got my GB98, we used the Uniform Building Code. And there's still some states in the U.S. that use the Uniform Building Code. And then you have places like Florida that have their own building code because they have unique problems, I guess you could say.
Hurricane or whatever.
California, the city of New York has their own building code, and because they have such different needs than the rest of the nation.
Sure.
But then there's an overarching international code or a national code that can be adopted. Many of the states, most of the states, I would venture to say, use the international building code. So you've got the international commercial code, you've got the international residential code, you've got the international existing building code, you've got the international electric conservation code.
Wow.
So I mean there are lots and lots of them, but they all layer over, and usually you adopt the international code and the others by reference.
Gotcha.
Is how it works. And our county does the same thing. When the state changes and decides we're going to follow the 2021 code, then we also pass a resolution saying that we're going to follow along with the state and follow the 2021 code and enforce those things which the state has said we need to do.
Gotcha.
So they're usually about 3 years behind on a code cycle. The 2024 code is already written. They don't write one every year. It's every 3 years. And then the National Electrical Code, they do the same thing, but theirs is on a little different timeline. But so the 2021 code was recently adopted by the state of New Mexico. In particular, the 2021 International Electric Conservation Code, IECC. Like I say, normally the other code that is written, they wait. The reason they lag behind about 3 years is so that it can be vetted out, so that the contractors can find out what's in the upcoming code, ask questions, ask for changes, ask for, each state can amend that to fit their particular needs, however they would like to. Builders, financiers, a lot
They're
of people.
putting it to its paces, basically,
Right.
to see if this works,
so,
or do we need to...
So typically, you take a code, and 3 years from now, you might adopt the 2024 code. But everyone's had a chance to see it and understand what's in it and move forward with it. And in fact, I think it was 3 code cycles ago, the international code said that every residential construction, new construction, had to be built with a fire sprinkler system. And, the cost of doing that was tremendous. Hotels still have to have that. Commercial buildings still have to have fire sprinkler systems, but people's houses don't typically have a fire sprinkler system. And so as that was vetted out over the 3 years or so, the New Mexico Construction Industries Commission decided to amend that code when they adopted it, and they removed that portion. So in the state of New Mexico, you still follow that particular code, but it does not include this for the state of New Mexico. This time, however, they did something a little different, and it's got a lot of heartburn associated with it, and that is they took the 2021 code and made it more restrictive than the actual 2021 code. So they put in a provision that any new home that's built, and other homes too, depending on some different circumstance, how much you're spending on it. A lot of times if you spend enough money on your 1920 house, you have to bring the entire house up to the code that's in place. So all your electrical switches, everything has to be done. So there are those things too, but every new home has to have an electric vehicle charger, whether you have an electric vehicle or not. That is in the newly adopted, as amended, 2021 IECC, the International Electrical Conservation Code, adopted by the state of New Mexico after it was amended to include these more restrictive provisions. So you build a new house, you are going to put in an electric charging station. To take it a few steps further, if you're doing commercial construction, you have to set aside a minimum of 5% of your parking spaces have to have electrical charging provisions.
Oh, wow.
And
they're shifting.
You have to run all the wiring. You have to have everything in place to do that. This drives up cost considerably.
Did anybody consult the power companies and the taxing of the grid that putting all of these chargers in homes and parking lots are going to put on it?
That is a lot of the questions that people have. First of all, why are we doing this? Why are we spending money on things that we may or may not need? 4 years from now, like I say, we have 3 years to vet this out. The International Code Council's 2024 code, the wording that they put into the 2021 code was directly out of the 2024 code. So they didn't just create it. They took it out of that and moved it over. The thing is, they made it more restrictive. They eliminated that 3-year period where the electric utility companies can say, hey, this is going to be a problem, where the contractors can say, I've got an issue with this, where the finance people can say, this is going to drive up costs. We're going to no longer have as many homes. All these things have to be answered. But this time they jumped ahead and they grabbed something and they brought it back and amended the code to make it more restrictive than it was. And that also affects public buildings. We're in the process of building new public buildings in our county.
Absolutely.
Your tax money is going to go to building parking spaces that have electric chargers in them that may not get used. And like I say, if we stuck to the plan like we always have, where you have about a 3-year lag, we could see if this develops. I mean, who knows? In 3 years, 6 years before that was implemented, we might say, oh yeah, we definitely need to start doing that. Currently, we don't. And to put that out there for people to do, it's just an unnecessary expense. It's going to shut down a lot of construction. It's going to create additional hardships for people and entities to to do the things that they need to do. So we passed a resolution, Chaves County Commissioners passed a resolution, as have several other counties and municipalities in our region opposing this. It's already in place. Chaves County Building Inspection Department has no choice but to enforce those rules that are in there. So because we have an inspection program that's authorized by the state of New Mexico, we will continue to do that.
Right.
However, we're hoping it'll be overturned. And there is some talk that this was tried twice on the floor last year in Santa Fe by itself. It failed unanimously. I don't know. Both sides agreed that this was not the time or the place to do it. And so it seems as if it's another end run to add it to another agency, cabinet level decision.
And we're running short on time, but I have so many questions.
Yes, this is a big topic all by itself.
Yeah, and that's what, but because I'm like, part of me is like, and who's the one that decides that this stuff goes on there? Is it elected officials that decide that this is that kind of change in the code that needs to happen?
9 appointed people on the New Mexico Construction
and that's another
Industries
problem I have.
Commission. And then the New Mexico CID, which is Construction Industries Division, they're responsible for enforcing these things. And of course, they're doing what, just like our county is, they're doing what they have to do.
But it's just that when it comes to decisions as big, like this kind of impact, I'm sorry. Okay, listen to experts on their opinions. At the end of the day, I want people that the American or the public voted for to say, yeah, that's what we want to do, or that's not what we want to do.
There was a meeting in Carlsbad on Tuesday, and the head of Construction Industries Division and some others came to meet with local lawmakers and others. I believe Candy Spence-Ezell was there. I believe Jim Townsend was there. Their commissioners down there were there. And they went in, they said, well, we're not going to make this political, but we're here to answer your questions. But then they couldn't really answer any questions. Well, this was what was given to us. This is why, you know. And so there are people who are actively taking this, and I expect that it will come up in Santa Fe during the session. And, and I think that they're going to try to overturn it, but there is a huge outrage over it, at least in our part of the state. I believe in other parts of the state as well.
This is the kind of thing we need to get mad about.
It's just not the right time. You know, I'm not saying that the right time might not be 3 years from now, but right now is certainly not the right time.
Technology and advancement, we're just not there yet to do it practically. It just isn't. We do have to wrap this up. I just saw the time, and I got some ads that we still got to play here. But, of course, you can always go back and watch the meetings. If you go to the county's Chaves County Facebook page, you'll find it right there in the wall there.
Real quick, the month of November is going to be really busy on Veterans Day over here at the Chaves County Courthouse.
Daughters of American Revolution.
Daughters of American Revolution are going to be doing a presentation honoring the American Revolution patriots.
I think we'll have Darren on next week talking about that.
Good. And we also will have a proclamation honoring the veterans. At this month's meeting, we also passed the Operation Greenlight resolution asking people to bathe their homes and businesses in green in honor of veterans.
Get your green light bulbs.
So we're going to do that again. So anyway, it will be, and our meeting next month is a week early, so we can canvass the election.
The Thanksgiving week there and all that.
Well, it's a week early, so I believe it's on the 14th. That's when we're going to do it, because we have to canvass the election within 10 days, and the election's on the 5th, so that works for us to get that done a week sooner. But thank you very much. I appreciate getting the chance to come on, and we'll visit some more.
We'll see you next time. That election thing's coming up too. So thank you as always, Bill. We appreciate you. 8:57, quick break before news. Don't go away.
Son, get in the car.
No, Dad, not your car. It smells horrid and it looks awful. I'm scared, Dad. I'm really scared.
Is your old car really scary? The all-new Roswell Ford will take your scary old trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. So you can drive a new Ford or quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV for a lot less. For a limited time, get up to $6,000 in bonus cash on new Ford trucks and SUVs, or get 0% APR. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Roswell Ford has partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford with new management and a whole new attitude. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 36 months and $27.78 per thousand finance on select models. Subject to lender approval through Ford Credit. Offers not.
It's one of the fall's best family fun events. Art in the Park returns to JC Park Friday and Saturday, October 18th and 19th. There's plenty of live entertainment and food trucks, along with lots of vendors displaying their arts and crafts. It's always a great event for all that attend. So set aside the date, October 18th and 19th, the 49th annual Art in the Park at JC Park in Artesia. Ad paid by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
A bedroom is a quiet escape where I go for peace and comfort. This is Melanie at Glenn's Furniture. I know how important the most private room in your home is for your life and the lives of your family. That's why we offer a selection of bedroom groups that make living easier and more comfortable. Modern designs, bold curves, and stylish fabrics elevate your bedroom space. You'll find your new set easy to sleep on and even easier to own. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
You have a life, places to go, things to do, people to see, but it's hard to enjoy life when you have pain. You don't have to live that way. Softwave Therapy from Premier Chiropractic in Roswell can help you. Softwave's cutting-edge technology is non-invasive and can help your body heal. This new technology uses therapeutic energy waves to activate the body's dormant stem cells to promote natural healing. Sessions are quick with short treatment times. Start healing today. Call Premier Chiropractic at 623-2900 or visit healthyroswell.com.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender, loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack. In fact, they're downright funky. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2660.
Robert Robertson. He was scheduled to be the first person executed in the U.S. over shaken baby syndrome, but several lawmakers said Robertson is innocent. Experts are recommending fundamental changes at the U.S. Secret Service following the assassination attempt on Donald Trump this summer. Former White House Homeland Security Advisor Francis Townsend says an independent review panel supports bringing in brand new leadership.
The idea here is to have fresh thinking, both about tactics and techniques, but also culture, because we believe that culture is a matter of leadership. And so they need a fresh start across the board, not just culture, but also tactics, technically, etc.
More than 5 million people signed up for Netflix over the past 3 months, but the rate of growth for the video streaming service has slowed dramatically. Even so, the company's revenue and profit rose at a fast pace. Wall Street, the Dow is off by 93 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
In New York last night, former President Trump headlined the annual Al Smith charity dinner that raises millions of dollars for Catholic charities. He criticized Vice President Harris for skipping the event, and he joked about the debates.
I know Kamala's word because she spends a lot of time complaining I won't agree to another debate. But the truth is I've debated twice this year, once against Joe Biden and once against David Muir of ABC. That was amazing, 11 times. None for the other side. Do you think that's fair news? I don't think so. That's fake news.
The dinner has traditionally offered presidential candidates from both parties the chance to promote collegiality and trade some lighthearted jokes. King Charles III and Queen Camilla are visiting Sydney. It's the first Australian visit by a reigning monarch in more than a decade. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston. There's been a big recall of certain fire pits.
Nearly 90,000 tabletop fire pits are being recalled after flame shooting out of them resulted in a handful of serious burn injuries. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the Coulson branded fire pits, which are designed to hold fires by burning liquid alcohol, pose a flame jetting hazard. That could happen when a user is refilling the container and fire flashes back and propels the burning alcohol. So far, there have been 19 burn injuries. Most of the fire pits under recall were sold at major retailers like Amazon.com, Wayfair, Walmart, and Sharper Image. I'm Shelley Adler.
The Dow closed at another record high yesterday, but it's trading lower right now. The Dow off about 90 points, while the NASDAQ is ahead by 111. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tabloid said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres Infierno.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday.
Yes.
It is here.
Indubitably.
A bit overcast.
Yeah, but it should be it should make for a nice cool off weekend.
Yeah. Well, we could get severe weather. Like they're talking like the rains, and if we do get storms tomorrow, they could be batten down the hatches, so be careful.
Yeah.
Out there.
Yeah, I did see some tornadic activity. It looks like over near the near the coast, over near the border, the Texas border.
They say so it could be impacted by severe weather. So just be on the lookout. Hopefully, we just get good old soaking rain.
Yeah.
Make this place. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
We're putting in orders.
If anybody out there's listening, what are you waiting for, huh? Just, we'll hold off till tonight.
That's right. Like maybe start raining, about 10:30? That should be.
Yeah, it's a good
time to get everyone to get out of the stadium and get on.
You got to get home, get bundled.
About
maybe
10:30, 11, maybe let it rip.
And this is one of my favorite times of year because as the cool starts, you're gonna start getting those little hints. Like I was talking about the other day, the bursts of fall that you're smelling, like the apple cinnamon or whatever. Next, you're going to start smelling pinon wood and cedar and just all the local firewoods that get burned around this time of year. The juniper, the pine wood, the oak.
And sometimes it's hit or miss for me.
Yeah,
like you know how like when the fireplaces are going and all that. I don't know. It just maybe it's just the way the wind's blowing, or sometimes I'm like, ooh, that smells good, and then other times I'm like, oh, it smells like smoke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I can get that to a point, but
yeah,
I also just that smell is evocative. It evokes the feelings of fall.
Yeah.
Like whenever I smell that, I always think of like chimeneas and then like, the ristras and all the things of fall in New Mexico.
Well, what it kind of reminds me of is because I grew up in Scouts.
Mhm.
So I would spend a lot of weekends, we go on camping trips or we go, at various scouting adventures.
Yeah.
At least once a month I was probably going camping for the weekend.
Right.
And so, and a lot of times, during the colder months, you wear your coats and you're kids, you have your coat. You know what I mean? And so I'm literally out at campfires, and so my coat smells like, a campfire.
In those situations, it can be a little much.
So a lot of times, I would be like, I go to school, and then and so I used to get a lot of crap about that.
Right.
So there was a double-edged sword. It's like, I love that smell, but at the same time, I don't want to smell like the campfire at the same time too.
Being in the direct like strike zone of smoke,
yes,
that's different.
Yeah.
I'm talking about being in a neighborhood though, where you just get like
the smell.
10 or 15 good chimneys going.
And I like it sometimes, but there are other times where I've literally smelled it like it just smells like smoke out here, and it's annoying.
Yeah,
I've had both ways.
It was definitely something. What's weird is, or the weird thing about it is, we didn't have a lot of chimneys or chimney smoke growing up in Oklahoma. Like I don't remember a lot of fall time winters smelling like those smells.
Yeah.
But whenever I do like smell pinon burning or whatever, immediately it takes me back to here younger.
See, I think of the Halloween. I told you about I told you the story on the radio about we had the chimney fire at our house.
Oh yeah.
It was right around Halloween because my brother and I were carving pumpkins on the kitchen in the kitchen when all this was done, and called the fire department. And I remember my brother and I, and we were young enough where we were so concerned about our pumpkins that we carried our half-carved pumpkins out. We're literally sitting out in the cul-de-sac with a half-carved pumpkin under our arm.
Well, it's all we had. It's all we had to our name.
Well,
that's all mom and dad stuff. These pumpkins, these are ours. I get it. You grab your most prized possessions.
And I was mad because the firefighters tore up my Lamborghini poster and my other, because the chimney was on my bedroom was on the other side of the second floor of the chimney there, where they thought the fire may be percolating.
Right.
So they were up there feeling my wall, and they didn't bust him with an axe or nothing, thank God. But they were feeling and knocking all my posters, and my Daisy Duke poster and my Lamborghini poster, and I think I had a Minute Bowl poster laying around in there too or something.
Nice.
Like you used to get them at the I know back if you go to like a basketball game, a Wizards game. Well, it was the Bullets back then. Sometimes they had free stick night or free, and I think I went one night and it was a free Minute Bowl poster night. And Minute Bowl at the time was the tallest guy in the NBA at 7'6" or 5" or whatever he was at the time. And so I had that on my door, and it was the Minute Bowl poster, and it really took the whole door.
Oh,
a Minute Bowl,
and that's one of a kind. You can't get those reproduced. Thanks, fire department.
That's right. All right, we got to get the hour going. Bob Powers here. He's going to talk about his Veterans Dinner here that's happening at First United Methodist Church on Veterans Day. He'll join us there. Also, this hour in a little bit, we'll have the folks from the Roswell Community Little Theater join us this weekend. Tonight, actually, is opening weekend for the Canterville Ghost, their upcoming play that's this Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday, and then again next Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday out at the Roswell Community Little Theater. So before you do any of that, though, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some clouds and a few showers possible today. We have a low pressure system developing to our west, and that'll be affecting us over the weekend. Mid-70s and windy today. Showers and thunderstorms rolling through for the overnight hours. Our low should be around 60, and then we get scattered showers and thunderstorms through the day on Saturday. We'll be in the mid-70s, maybe a few leftover showers on Sunday, upper 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 60 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 86%. Winds are blowing out of the south at 14 miles per hour. Like I said, it's good rain chances all weekend here. 30% during the day today, 77 for a high. They say rain chances after 3, but I don't know, man. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm thinking it can open up any minute out there. But anyway, winds will be out of the south, 15 to 20. Could see wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour today. Tonight, we're looking at a 60% chance at rain showers tonight, overnight. They say some storms could be severe if we do get some storms moving through the area. Overnight low of 58. Winds will be out of the south at around 20 miles per hour. They're saying expect anywhere from a tenth to a quarter an inch of rain unless we do get a thunderstorm go through. That could increase that number. Saturday, during the day to tomorrow, we're looking at a 60% chance at showers and thunderstorms. Again, some of these storms could be severe in nature. Mostly cloudy, 72 for a high. Southeast winds, 15 to 20 miles per hour. And, they're saying anywhere between a tenth and a quarter of an inch of rain possible unless we do get a thunderstorm again. And then 80% chance at rain Saturday night. Again, some storms could be severe. Overnight low of 59 degrees with southeast winds at around 15 miles per hour. 50% chance of rain Sunday. Mostly cloudy, 73 for a high. South winds at around 15 miles per hour. And then a 40% chance of rain Sunday night. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 53. And then that's it. Rain chances go away. Sunny, 78 on Monday. Sunny and low 80s for the rest of the week there. All right, it is 9:14. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute break, and then Bob Power is going to join us, talking about dance tomorrow night, talk Veterans Dinner, all that. That's coming up next. Don't go away.
The Nightmare Before Christmas sales event is on now at Roswell Honda with scary good savings across the lot and a whole lot of spooky fun for everyone. Get as low as 1.9% APR on Accord, 2.9% APR on Pilots, and lease the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue for just $399 a month and zero due-it signing. And with purchase, pop the trunk of treats for lots of awesome prizes, including a $100 gift card, a 40-inch TV, or a giant bag of candy. And Roswell Honda will donate $50 from every vehicle sold to the Chaves County Cancer Fund. Scare up the savings during the Nightmare Before Christmas sales event at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Pressure Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and all positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screening. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please apply in person at 2702 North Freeman in Artesia, New Mexico. Equal Opportunity Employer.
The weather is changing, and what is cooler than being at the cow? Well, we can't think of anything. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in Roswell is your authorized Brothers Sewing Machine dealer for Southeast New Mexico, and they're all on sale right now at the Calico Cow. New fabric styles for fall are here, and holiday and Christmas fabrics continue to arrive daily. If you're still stitched to your own machine and you just want a tune-up, call for in-house maintenance, 575-639-2586. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
The November general election is November 5th. On your ballot will be GEO Bond 3, which supports Eastern New Mexico University Roswell, as well as the New Mexico Military Institute. Bond 3 will not raise taxes. It is a continuation of a current bond. Proceeds from GEO Bond 3 are used by Eastern New Mexico University Roswell to expand the aviation maintenance hangar, to provide more hands-on experience for students, allow for more advanced and comprehensive workforce training, and state-of-the-art infrastructure to support cutting-edge aviation technology. Proceeds from GEO Bond 3 will support mechanical systems renovations at Wilson Hall at New Mexico Military Institute, including a complete overhaul of the HVAC system. Remember, Bond 3 is tax neutral and will provide for local jobs and economic development, and will help ENMU Roswell and NMMI meet student and community needs. The 2024 general election is November 5th.
You've heard of a Four Seasons room, but have you heard of a Four Seasons window? Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing and Windows. It might surprise you to learn many windows are built to handle only the cold or only the heat, but not both. In Southeast New Mexico, one or the other doesn't cut it. That's why Trustmark windows are built to handle our Four Seasons climate, the scorching summers, the bone-chilling winters, and everything in between. Special glass coating blocks extreme UV rays. A stout frame prevents warping from the extreme weather changes, and insulated glass is like putting your home in a giant styrofoam cooler in the winter and keeps cold out and warmth in, and in the summer it keeps heat out and cool in. For our Four Seasons weather, get Four Seasons windows. Call today for your no-obligation spring window assessment, 575-755-7663, or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Playing dance music can help ward off mosquitoes. Now you have a reason to invite Pitbull to your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio, Bob Power back with us, talking another dance this weekend. A lot of stuff going on here. Morning, Bob.
Lots of stuff. Yeah, good morning, Mike. How are you?
Yeah, doing well, but busy stuff going on here. But kind of before we start talking veterans and stuff, tomorrow night, Westminster Presbyterian Church is holding one of their, we'll say, boot scooting, dancing hoedowns here on Saturday night. And if you've never been to one of the Westminster Presbyterian dances, well, make tomorrow night your first one and come out and enjoy some great eats, some great music, some great opportunities to dance, and just kind of have fun and meet some friends and make some new friends and connect with some old ones.
And we feel blessed because we have Roswell's king and queen of country music entertaining.
Yeah.
Dwayne and Jill.
They're going to be back on stage to entertain all our dancers and dance goers here.
They haven't played for us for over a year now, and we're really happy to have them back.
Excellent. And they kind of, we've talked about them before and their talents, and what they do is, so you'll get a little country western, little rock and roll. You'll get just a country western on this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes they'll go off script and do some other things too, but this will be a country western night for
next week
is going to be the rock and roll
and country.
Okay. Excellent. So that'll be next Saturday night at Westminster Presbyterian.
Same time, same charge.
Excellent. And so October 19th, which is this Saturday, and then next Saturday, which would be the
26th.
Yeah, there you go. That makes sense. 26th there, and it'll be from 6 to 9 at Westminster Presbyterian Church, which is actually where we just had the folks on from Community Methodist Church at the same church there on 4th Street, 2801 West 4th there, and you can come on out, and it's only $5 per person, and that includes dinner and dancing and a whole night of entertainment there. So
yeah, you're paying for the dance. We're giving you the dinner.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a free dinner.
So what's on the menu for tomorrow night?
I don't know yet.
We'll find out here, but usually pretty good.
I've been so busy I haven't had time to plan a menu, but I'm gonna go shopping today and plan it.
You'll get on that here today, and then of course we'll do that again all next Saturday night as well too. Will Dwayne and Jill be on performing again next Saturday, or who's?
No, next Saturday will be Cibola Springs.
Oh, Cibola Springs will be on. Okay,
yeah,
and they do the little rock and roll, a little bit of country western, and all that stuff here. But Dwayne and Jill stick to the country and western stuff.
And both Dwayne and Jill in Cibola Springs are very good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Either night you're going to be fortunate to hear them entertain and stuff. But if you do like a little bit more rock and roll, then probably Cibola Springs will be more to your tastes. And that kind of thing. So, but again, it should be a lot of fun. And then again, it's this next two Saturdays. This Saturday the 19th, next Saturday the 26th, 6 to 9 p.m. at Westminster Presbyterian Church, 2801. West 4th Street in the Fellowship Hall there. Just follow the herd. They'll take you right where you need to go. And come on out for great food. Come on out and dance. Come. And that's what I said. You come and make friends, and you get a lot of people you can go. Some people like to just go and listen to the music and tap a toe. So other people like to get up and shake a boot or two and do their thing. And whatever you want to do, we got you covered. And, of course, it's just a fun night. Very, good old-fashioned, good evening, family-friendly. No, you just want to go and enjoy some great music, some great food, and maybe cut a rug, maybe just hang out and chat with some friends. That's what these events are about. Gonna be a part.
Yeah, it will.
Good deal. One other thing we want to put on people's radar is your Veterans Dinner, your annual Veterans Dinner event, will be happening again on Veterans Day. November the 11th, and it'll be at First United Methodist Church here. That's so all of that's the same, but we got a few differences on tap this year for things that are happening and some food stuff and all that too.
We're going to have, the Honor Guard is starting it out. And the Patriot Guard will be there also.
Okay.
Welcoming people in and holding the door open for them. And then our dinner is going to consist of your choice of either smoked brisket,
okay,
or smoked chicken breast.
All right, so some barbecue fare.
And there's a man named Woody who's going to do the cooking.
You know what? The guy smoking meats, his name's Woody. I got a feeling that guy's going to know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
But he's he recently graduated from a cooking school.
Okay.
And he doesn't call himself a chef, but I do.
All right.
He's chef quality.
Nice. Well, he went to culinary school and he's got the chop, the chop. So come out and have some of his smoked brisket or chicken.
And then after dinner, this is the first year we're going to present awards.
Okay.
And we're going to present one award to a very heroic man, Jack Swickard.
Mm-hmm. He spoke at the Veterans Day celebration.
Yeah.
About 4 or 5 years ago, I remember. Yeah.
And we're going to also honor Jim Cassidy and Jaime Fierro.
Okay.
More for their service to other veterans after they got out. They both are retired veterans, 20 years or more.
Sure.
And when they got out, they didn't want to quit. They kept serving other veterans.
Nice.
And then to end the evening off, we've got entertainment from two fantastic entertainers, Mary Gonzalez and Danny Castro.
Yep. Matter of fact, we just had Mary on, related to a different thing. You're talking about her heart health stuff and all that. But yeah, she was just on the show not too long ago. But yeah, if you never heard her sing, that she's as far as community organizer and done things she does, she's great at. But equally talented on the pipes too.
Yeah, and Danny Castro is extremely talented as well. He has a very powerful, beautiful voice, and I'm sure everybody will like him. No matter what kind of music they like,
sure,
they'll like his
appreciate
singing.
the talent that he does here. So there'll be the entertainment. We got chicken or brisket on the grill there for the meal. Smoked chicken there for folks. And, of course, we're going to be honoring some great veterans here as well. The event is going to be happening at First United Methodist Church on Veterans Day, November 11th. What time is everybody invited to come on down?
Dinner is at 5 o'clock.
Okay. And so come now. The event's free, but we are looking for donations. Right, that is what we're looking for, people to make donations for food, money for food, things like that, right?
Excuse me. Yeah, we've got everything worked out.
Okay.
And the only thing we don't have is funds to pay for it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we're in dire need of funds.
Okay, so if people want to contribute, they can reach out to you here and do so that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Just give out your phone number, probably best. Just have them call you direct.
Yes.
Okay. Call Bob here if you'd like to contribute financially here to the Veterans Dinner. Contact Bob Power at 575-910-4648. Again, that's 575-910-4648.
And they can also contact me at that number if they want more information on the dances.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to come out and have any questions about tomorrow night's dance or next Saturday's dance, you can reach out to Bob as well, 575-910-4648. And of course, if you have questions about Veterans Dinner, come on out to the dance tonight. You'll see Bob. He'll be happy to talk to you a little bit more about it while he's out there. Put you to work. But again, let's recap here. So tomorrow night, we got Dwayne and Jill going to be on the ones and twos doing a great country show at Westminster Presbyterian Church. Come on out for the dance. We're going to have great food from 6 to 9. Cost is only $5 per person. And come out for a night of entertainment. Then we're going to do it all over again on October 26th. Cibolo Springs will be on stage doing their country western, a little rock and roll, a little bit of all that. And again, 6 to 9, $5. Come out for a great dinner, great course show, and great dancing and all that great stuff. And then on November 11th, Veterans Day, we'd love to invite you out to our Veterans Day celebration dinner at First United Methodist Church there at 6 p.m. We're going to have smoked chicken, smoked brisket. We're going to have great music from David Castro and Mary Gonzalez. We're going to honor some great veterans here. And, of course, we do need help financially for this event. If you'd like to contribute, if you contributed in the past, we could use your help. Or if you want to do it to cover all the expenses here, it is a free dinner for all these veterans. Please reach out to Bob here at 575-910-4648, 575-910-4648.
And we'll feel real blessed tomorrow night if we can get Mike Winters to dance on the tabletops for you.
Yeah, I'm going to break tables if I do that. Tom needs every table he can get over there. Thank you as always, Bob. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time, okay?
Okay, look forward to it.
All right, take care. It is 9:30. All right, let's do this. We got to take another quick about 4 or 5 minute break. A lot of commercials today. And then we're going to talk with the folks on the Roswell Communal Theater about opening weekend here of the Canterville Ghost. They got this tonight, tomorrow night, and then Sunday. And then we're going to do it all over again next weekend at the Community Theater. So we're going to talk about that play up next. Don't go away.
You there! What are these?
My glasses, Your Highness. They're
incredible. Who made these?
The eyesight in Roswell. Or was it Hobbs? Or maybe Carlsbad.
So well crafted and stylish. So the eyesight thinks they can challenge my throne with their quality eyewear.
Actually, Your Majesty, I got 2 pair and an eye exam. It was so easy. I did it during my lunch break, and they even took my insurance.
Lunch break? Who gave you a lunch break?
Human resources, Your Majesty.
Silence! I'll get you eyesight!
The Eyesight, now accepting new patients 5 and up in Roswell, Hobbs, and Carlsbad.
3 locations?
Clearly the best in sight.
Son, get in the car.
No, Dad, not your car. It smells horrid and it looks awful. I'm scared, Dad. I'm really scared.
Is your old car really scary? The all-new Roswell Ford will take your scary old tray, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. So you can drive a new Ford or quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV for a lot less. For a limited time, get up to $6,000 in bonus cash on new Ford trucks and SUVs, or get 0% APR. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Roswell Ford has partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford with new management and a whole new attitude. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 36 months and $27.78 per thousand finance on select models. Subject to lender approval through Ford credit. Offers not.
Help benefit the Wounded Warrior Project with H.F. Sinclair, Saturday, November 9th at the Veterans Mission 5K Fun Run, Walk and Ride. This 5K Fun Run will begin and end at Beige Veterans Park in Artesia, and the course will take you around Eagle Draw, Walk or Run. Kids 6 and under can join on their bikes. Pre-registration is $25 for adults and teens, kids $10, and your 4-legged companion only $5, with all proceeds to benefit Wounded Warriors. For more information or to sign up, visit hfsnm.com/veterans-mission-5K.
At Artesia General Hospital, we know it's early, but schedule your mammogram today and save. Call 855-RAD-EXAM and save 10% off mammograms scheduled through October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And get a refreshing drink discount from Kith & Kin in Artesia or Blue House in Carlsbad. We use leading-edge, FDA-approved Genius 3D mammography technology to deliver more accurate results faster and with more comfort. Women over 40 do not need a referral for yearly screenings. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
Are you ready to succeed? Earn your FFA certification through ENMU Roswell's Aviation Maintenance Technology Program. ENMU Roswell has the only FFA Part 147 airframe and power plant school in Southeast New Mexico. Receive commercial and general aviation training, hands-on training with Operation Aircraft, Boeing commercial experience, advanced composite repair training, and more. And ENMU Roswell offers in-state tuition for veterans too. Learn more about this exciting program on campus or online at roswell.enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University Roswell. Success starts here. Dion's is homegrown right here in New Mexico and is the perfect place for team dinners, family gatherings, and all of your catering needs. Stop by our location on South Main and West Wildy, where you can feed 5 for $35 plus tax with a large one-topping pizza and a family-size salad. With Dion's, we make it easy to bring together your favorite people with your favorite food. Visit Dion's.com to order ahead for dine-in or for pickup. That's Dion's.com. Dion's, where great food and good people meet.
Check out some of the pre-Halloween specials you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. Select varieties of Food Club shredded or chunk cheeses are 2 for $4, and select 10 packs of Kool-Aid Jammers are 2 for $5. In produce, select sizes of strawberries, blackberries, or raspberries are 2 for $5, and jack-o'-lantern pumpkins are $3.99 each. In the meat department, family packs of choice boneless beef bottom chuck roasts are $5.99 a pound, and family packs of boneless center-cut pork loin chops are $2.49 a pound. These are just some of the pre-Halloween specials you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
Coming to the Liberty, Sunday, October 20th. Don't miss an evening with Terry Clark.
We learn from you. Girls like to.
Doors open at 6 and the show starts at 8. Tickets are on sale now at thelibertyinc.com. Get yours before they're gone. Don't miss an evening with Terry Clark.
Poor, poor, pitiful me. Poor, poor, pitiful me.
Sunday, October 20th at the Liberty, 312 North Virginia in Roswell. This is an all-ages event.
You are 13.8% more likely to die on your birthday. Think about that the next time you want to celebrate your birthday month. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:35, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Community Little Theater. I should turn on the right microphone.
That would help.
Would be very helpful. Here, Randy Nolan and Mile Lopez joining us here. I'm assuming 2 stars of our newest play here. Of course, the newest production for the Roswell Community Little Theater. Curtain opening night is tonight.
Opening night is tonight. That's right.
The Canterville Ghost.
The Canterville Ghost.
Which very apropos for the season. It is Halloween.
Yes, it is.
You know, and of course, you guys like to always, generally when you have your mysteries and these types of ghost stories, don't worry. They're usually not like dark. These are this is a comedy.
It's a comedy. It's hilarious.
Big time comedy.
So the kids can come and enjoy it.
Definitely.
This is ha spooky, not
spooky.
Like I'm gonna have to see
well,
therapy.
I'm the ghost. So how spooky could it be?
I say that and they're like, oh man, that's pretty frightening. But now of course this is kind of an adaptation of the Oscar Wilde short play, if I remember right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it was a short story. It's been made into several movies. They did one back during World War II, which set it in World War II. There was one, I think, in the 1990s with Sir Patrick Stewart as the ghost.
Okay.
So I feel very honored.
I'm about to say that's a big deal.
Yeah. But the play is not a whole lot like the movie. It's much simpler, just fewer characters. Only what we got 9 characters.
9, yeah.
9 characters.
Well, and let's face it, when live theater, there are things you can do on live theater, and then some things it's hard to pull off.
That's right.
When you do movies, the world's your oyster. You can build it on a studio or create it or whatever here, but live theater, you've got to create a whole world with whatever space you got behind you on the stage there.
Well, I think we do a pretty good job.
You do an amazing job with that. That's something that the communal theater, it doesn't matter what play, whether it's,
one of the just comedies, kind of the whole like the Four Old Broads and those,
right.
You recreate those period, now you're on a cruise ship, or now you're in a hotel, right. or whatever it is, or now we're in a 40s era home, that's you guys, and that's why, to be honest, the communal theater, I always talk about this, that the shows and everything's great, amazing, and that's what we're here for. But it's a treasure trove in and of itself. It's like if you ever get a chance, go see if they'll let you take a tour of the props room back there.
Oh, for sure.
And it's literally an American Pickers episode of just uniforms, costumes, furniture, heirlooms, lots of stuff.
We do rent out the costumes.
For Halloween and stuff.
Yeah, people would come
this
for
is that
Halloween
time of year
or
now.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I'll come down and check it out. We'll let them out.
I'm actually renting out some of the stuff.
I forgot.
Halloween.
Yeah, I forgot. That's a thing we need to mention this. This is something that the community theater's been doing for years. Like if Halloween around the corner, and I get it.
Right.
Spend all the money. Well, guess what? Maybe we can rent you one.
Sure.
With some of our outfits and things that have been used over the years. So who knows? And they got a bevy. We can make you a soldier, a sailor. We can make you a Belle of the Ball. We can make you all kinds of stuff back there. So.
You bet.
So very cool.
And we can always use the money.
I'm about to say, well, they have a great board. They have a great group of people that kind of run and keep everything. But when you own your own building, older building too, by the way, it used to be an old movie theater for folks who don't do Park Twin Theater for folks who don't. But when you take ownership of a building like that, it's all on you. When the roof leaks, when the carpet goes bad, whatever, guess who has to replace it?
That's right. Well, we just did a lot of repairs on our roof just recently.
And that's the reason why we're saying, yes, we could use the money right now because they just went on a major overhaul of that roof. But not to mention, they got to always constantly update and upgrade as sound and lighting technology changes. They have to periodically. Now, granted, they're not putting the cutting edge, but after some point, they're like, all right, the sound's outdated. We gotta upgrade this to meet today's needs for doing plays and doing production.
We're in the process of upgrading the lighting now because the lights that we had, they don't make parts for them anymore.
Yeah, and you're tired of back there. Sure. See, they got these little L's back there. I'm just kidding. They're manufacturing
we could use
bulbs.
some. So we're working on upgrading our lighting down right now.
But this is so by you coming out and supporting the plays, by you coming out and having a great time this weekend with your family, or coming and renting the costume, or coming out to when we do the immersive dinners for these events, or Mission Improbable nights, by you coming out and participating and having fun, you are supporting the community theater and supporting the next generation. And so when guys like you were done and guys like you were going to be taken over, and the next generation and the next mile comes in and does it. That's what we want. We want that theater to be there for your grandkids to be able to do these things, and their kids, all that good stuff. So that being said, the Canterville Ghost. So you're the ghost.
I'm the ghost.
Very good. So with that, are you on the stage all the time? Is that
no? Oh, not actually. I'm not on the stage that much. There are other people who are on stage more than I am.
Gotcha. You're the boogeyman.
Yeah.
So the rest of the story is the people avoiding you.
Well, me trying to get them to avoid me.
Sure. So, Ma, what is your character in this?
I am Matt Barringston.
Okay. And what is and how does Matt fit into the story?
So in the play, there is a character named JR or Joshua. I am his son.
Okay.
Joshua is Hiram's dad. Hiram's boss.
Okay.
And there is an event that happens in the play that causes Matt to come out to the old Canterville Hall and be like, hey, I heard what happened. I'm here now.
Okay. So kind of give the premise of the story here, where there's the Canterville Hall. I'm assuming you're the ghost that resides there.
Right.
And this is your thing. And I'm assuming the family comes, has interaction here, and that's where they meet you and
they're looking.
Hilarity ensues.
Right. The Otis family is looking to buy this place.
Okay.
And
I'm assuming an affluent family.
They've been transferred to Britain.
Okay.
From the United States, and his father is their boss.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good. I got you.
And so they're looking for a place to live, and one of the Canterbury's descendants is showing them the place,
okay,
so they can buy it. And they didn't realize there was a ghost
until they got there.
Until they get there. And, of course, the first thing the ghost does is try to run them off.
Sure. Because the ghost is like, it's my place. And
this is my place, that's right. And you're trespassing. Get out of here.
And then I'm guessing at some point relationships happen, and they and it's kind of funny. Like, speaking of ghosts here, there's the TV show that's very popular now, the sitcom Ghost that's kind of caught. So I kind of got a feeling if you like that show, there's going to be a lot of that similar style of banter and dialogue and type of humor that will go along with that.
That's right.
If you're a fan of that show, I imagine the Canterville Ghost is probably going to be right in your wheelhouse here for entertainment.
Sure. Definitely.
If you like that whole, because especially if and now is there only one ghost?
There's only one ghost.
Okay, because I didn't know if there was because that show gets me thinking. It's like, well, if that ghost has been there for hundreds of years, how many generations of people do they have relationships that come in and out of that house? And you're like, you're just the one of that decade or whatever it is. And so I never thought about things like that, but that show got me doing it. So
you're just the one.
Yeah. It's like, you're worse than the guys that were here 50 years ago.
No, there's just the one, and he's been there 400 years.
Oh, wow. Very cool. So now I got to ask, obviously you've been doing this for a while and everything else, but for you, Miles, is this how long have you been kind of doing some of the stuff for the community theater? I know you've been doing a little bit here, but
this is the second play I've been a part of.
So you're not the first, but this is number 2.
The first one I was part of was actually Clue.
Okay.
And that was
because I know we talked before a little bit about stuff, but I couldn't.
That was the only other play I was in, and then I kind of got too busy with life stuff, so I couldn't go back to the play. But then life kind of freed itself up, and there's a play going on. You need people. Okay, hi.
So you're back.
Yep.
Well, and you're a young man, and you got life and goals and aspirations and people to meet and all that good stuff. And that's the beauty of community theater, because it's all volunteers. These are all folks that just have a love for the show and love for theater, and so it is a labor of love. Because I know you guys. I imagine, just to give people perspective. You guys have been probably working on this for at least a month or two. How many nights a week do you usually commit to this production here on average?
Generally three nights a week.
Yeah, for the last couple months here now.
The last couple of months, yeah.
And I imagine as we get closer to the date, that probably ramps up a little bit as we get a little bit more. And I imagine this week you guys probably spent more than 3 nights this week working on.
Yeah, we did.
We did indeed.
But. Come see it for yourself. If you've never been to a show, a Roswell Community Theater production, you're missing out. It's a lot of fun, and to be honest, it doesn't matter if it's this play or really any production that comes out of the Community Theater. You're going to get a great entertainment and a great value, just a great opportunity to see what Roswell has to offer here. People that say there's nothing to do in town, Community Theater is one of those things that you. And I'm telling you every time, because people probably have an image and they think of the Christopher Guest movies and the Mighty Winds, and they have these things that kind of mock community theater, mock these different things, and so people have an image of that. Right. And I'm like, no, you don't get it. When you go in there, you're going to be blown away by the talent of the people that go to your churches, that shop at the same stores that you do, that live in the same neighborhoods that you do. You're going to say, I didn't know that person could sing. I didn't know that person could act. And you're like, holy cow. And then you get wrapped up into the story, and next thing you know, wow, that was such a great night. And folks that are your neighbors, your friends, your family, turns out they're pretty good actors and and they take the craft very seriously. And so these you guys and every other person that's been a part of this have really put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and you're going to see an amazing performance.
I have actually had people come up to me in the stores and say, hey, I saw you in so-and-so.
Yeah. It's kind of, you guys turn into pseudo-celebrities a little bit like that.
A little bit, yeah. And wait till you see our set. We have some just incredibly talented people who build our sets for us, and it's amazing. You'll be blown away.
And I imagine, too, that you got to get a little creative whenever you're doing a play that involves paranormal things, because at some point you got to make something float. You got to make something, you know what I mean? Right. You got to pull those, for a good ghost story, you got to have a few of those moments where you pull off the...
We do what we can, but remember, this is not movies. We don't have the
special
effects.
Just it. But you guys do that in live theater. Next thing you know, you're granted something's going to be a string floating around, but you know what I mean? That's to create that, but you guys do a great job of that.
Yeah,
you get this theater, you get a little small box to work on here, and you build these sets and everything else, and I guarantee you sit there and just watch it, and you suspend disbelief, and you're totally immersed in the show, and the scenes, and it really does add to it, because you guys really do, like, you're like, hey, this is the 40s, so we're going to make it look like the 40s. We're not going to have them picking up a phone or something that's from 30 years later, and clearly it's not.
I could play a set in modern day, current contemporary times.
Yeah, this one is. But I'm just to my point that like when you guys do this and that there's period pieces, you really go to the nth degree to say, no, we're not going to put a vase or something on there that clearly would not be in the era of the 40s.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and to be honest, that's the kind of thing that does make the story. That's what helps get the audience member engrossed into the story. Because if something's so out of character, out of focus, then that's all they're focused on.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And you lose the story. But if it's almost like offensive linemen in football. If they do their job, you don't notice they're there.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
Yep.
And that's exactly what this stuff is. If it's doing its job, you accept it as part of the thing. And when it's not right is when you're like, why is that purple thing up there? You know what I mean? And so you don't realize how much detail and stuff goes into that side of things alone here. So that's what I'm trying to say is they put that level of detail in every facet of these, in every one of these productions. So when you come out tonight or tomorrow night or Sunday or anytime next weekend, you're going to get an awesome performance. And I'm going to tell you, their professionalism, their awesomeness is probably going to blow you away, especially for the first time, because you're probably going to come in thinking this, and you're like, that was this. You know what I mean? And you're surprised at how great it is. And so if you've never got the chance to come experience it tonight or tomorrow night or Sunday.
Or next week.
Or next weekend. 7:30 p.m. tonight and tomorrow night.
Right.
And then a 2:30 p.m. matinee on Sunday.
Right.
RoswellTheater.org. If you spell theater like live theater, THEATRE, not the eater like the movie theater. By the way, if you ever want to spell like movie theater like the movie theater, the eater. That's how you do it.
Right.
Yeah. And I always tell the joke, don't ask me how to spell therapist. So when you go look at that one, you'll figure that you'll break down the joke there. I'll let y'all work that one out in your head.
Yeah. Or the IRS spells theirs.
Exactly. But go to RoswellTheater.org. And then not only that, you can get tickets for the Canterville Ghost, but you can kind of see some of the upcoming shows now and then, the Explorers, of course, Mission Improbable dates and things like that you can find. And, of course, if you want to learn more about the Kids Arts Program or if you want to learn more about volunteering or being a part, we've got all kinds of information on the website to do that kind of thing.
We have the membership meeting on the first Tuesday of every month. Starts at 6:30, and just, you can come down and meet everybody, sign your name on the line, and become a volunteer, be a member of the theater.
And you'll be amazed at the process here, because like for instance, this play, The Canterville Ghost, it wasn't like 2 months ago they said, hey, I found this one, let's just knock this out. This is like they put it on like they're like right now they're probably putting together next season's show, and so they're having those debates, and really each of the community members that are directors, they basically put the pitch in, and they say, hey, this is one of my favorite plays, we should do this one. And basically each of the directors present to the board. And
then we have a play selection committee.
Yeah, and then we figure out what next season's going to be.
Right.
So this was plot and planned a year ago. And everything else, and to be honest, it takes that, because every one of these plays come with a cost, because somebody wrote this, somebody created it, and especially if it's based off of something else and someone else. So every time the communal theater performs this or any other entity, they have to get paid, because this is intellectual property, and like anything else, you get paid for your property. And so we have to make sure that's done. So it's not just a couple of people said, hey, let's get up on the stage and start doing this.
Yeah.
It is so many moving parts,
it's not a
so many
Berkeley
things.
Musical.
So when you come up there tonight to go watch these guys on stage and go watch, there is literally years of plotting, planning, and working and stuff to make sure that happens. And every single play that happens on that stage is the exact same way. So that's why come appreciate what these folks are doing. what they're bringing. And oh, by the way, they're amazing at what they do too. We're talking about the level of work they do, but they really do a great job. And you're going to come out, and those nights that are comedy plays, you're going to be sitting there with your teeth out. The ones that are a little more emotional, yeah, they got you. Bring a tissue.
Right. And if you go on our website, you can also find out when the auditions are.
Yeah, so you can be a part of it.
So yeah, you come out and get on stage yourself.
How did you end up? How did you end up just kind of part of this? What made you say I'm like when you did Clue? That's your first one. What made you say this is what I want to do?
For Clue, I've always wanted to do like voice acting.
Okay, so you had that bug going in.
And I had seen a post for Clue. I had seen a post on Facebook about Clue on stage, and I'm like, let's check this out. I went auditioned, and I'm like, wait, what do you mean I got a part? Okay, that's cool.
Now, how familiar were you with Clue going in? Like, did you know the board game or the movie or any of that?
I only knew the board game.
Okay.
I did not even know there was a movie until I'm there and people mentioned a movie, and I'm like, there's a movie?
And to be honest, that's probably not a bad thing, because as actors, you want to pay homage or do something, but you don't want to puppet someone else's performance. Right. And you want to certainly put your own stank on it a little bit, your own flavor on it, and so sometimes when you watch the movie, you are influenced in a way that maybe could hurt you than help you. Now it's like, hey, I'm the Tim Curry part. Now I'm doing it like Tim Curry instead of like how I want to do it.
Well, people have asked me if I've looked up any of the older movies. I said nope, I don't plan to.
Yeah.
And that's probably
not until after the show's over.
Yeah, then afterwards you're like, hey,
that's what I'm gonna do.
Go back and look at it then. But
yeah, with the Canterville Ghost, I have yet to see any of the movies or the plays or whatever.
Okay.
And I plan on waiting until the show is over.
Okay, so you're kind of going in blind.
Because I don't want to play off of someone else's.
Sure.
Because I know Matt's in them, and I don't want to see how they play and be like, okay, this is how I need to play. No, I want to make Matt my own character.
Sure.
He's supposed to be a very snarky, very rude, like, I'm rich, you're poor, so I'm better than you type person.
Sure.
And I don't like that. So I've made him very dorky, very weird, very funny.
Sure.
Like, I put in my own personality into the character, making him more of me than how he's supposed to be.
Absolutely. And I imagine that, in essence, allows you to do that performance better, because you are, in theory, doing more things that are in your brain's comfort zone, in your own personal scope's comfort zone. Whereas, but that's also the fun of being actors too, because also your character is not a mirror of you.
Yes.
There are things that you would never do that your character would do, and maybe vice versa too. And that's the fun of being an actor. And sometimes it's like, I would have never done that, but now when I get to put on this persona, it's kind of fun to do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there is that thing. But yeah, you're right too. But we're almost out of time. But I'm kind of curious too. Do you at least want to be aware of it? Just because sometimes, because you're going to be judged based off other people sometimes too. Like, if you're going to see Peter Pan, everyone's thinking, well, that's not the Sandy Duncan version, or what? You know what I mean? Everyone's going to, by default, compare you to the first one. Yeah. And so do you always at least need to be aware of it so I can try to, at least not do it, but at least keep the spirit of it a little bit, if that's what the role calls for, you know what I mean? A little bit. Like, so there is that balance sometimes too. It's like, no, I don't want to get over influenced, but at the same time, I don't want to be oblivious to it and just feel like I'm committing a what would be an actual offense to it, or something like that. That's acting. That's the acting. Choices that you do. But we'd love to come see it again. Tonight is opening night. 7:30 p.m. I'm going to tell you this: advance tickets, highly recommend it. Go to roswelltheater.org. THEATRE. I'm going to warn you, after opening night and people start seeing it, if you've got a certain date that you're really, might behoove you to get your tickets as early as possible. Yep. Because sometimes you wait too long, they will sell out here. So if you're wanting tickets for tomorrow, I get them today.
Right.
Because once people go tonight, it might be a little trickier to get tickets for tomorrow. Once people I saw it, we're getting tickets again.
We're
for
hoping.
Tonight. That's Canada or Sunday or something like that. So roswelltheater.org. However, if you do space tonight, tickets are at the door. Come on down. Don't let us stop you. We'll be, we'll we'll take your money and be happy to find you a seat and get you in there
Absolutely.
to enjoy a great play here tonight.
Yes,
So
we've never had the problem of turning people away.
we will get you in. There's a will, there's a way. We've come awful close. I don't want to make you nervous and be like, oh no, they're going to let us in. Just get your advance tickets that way. You don't, and certainly they'll be appreciative of it because they like to know head counts and how many people to prepare for, and if we need to get more snacks or get more whatever to accommodate tonight, that's what we're going to do. So very good. Well, is there anything we missed, guys, that we want to cover that you didn't get a chance to talk about, or anything that we just based on?
I can't think of anything.
Think we got it?
No, we covered everything I can think of.
Good deal. RoswellTheater.org. Come in. Not only can you read about this play, but see the upcoming plays and get tickets as well too for those shows as well too. There's pretty much the whole season. I think there is links to get tickets on them now. So get them there.
If you can get a hold of a copy of last Sunday's newspaper, Chris Stock gave us a good write-up in Vision.
Oh yeah, we're in the newspaper. I have that article pinned on my wall.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it got a picture you like in the scene or anything?
Yes, it does.
The old to be or not to be pose with the skull.
No, it's more of
oh yeah, you got the ghost thing.
Yeah,
but
Simon looming over the whole cast, and some of them excited, some of us like
Not so excited.
And while I'm doing it real quick too, if you want to volunteer, but maybe you don't want to be on stage acting.
Right.
There's so many different roles, sound and lighting.
Yes.
We always need a stable of people that can run sound and lighting. If you're into set design or costume design, we need a batch of carpenters or creative types or seamstresses, makeup artists. Yeah. We usually have one or two that kind of volunteer their time at night during performances, but it'd be sure be nice to have more than just one available too.
Yeah.
For that.
And we always need people to work the lobby. And
ushers, tickets, work in the vending booth. Please reach out and come out to the play tonight or this weekend. Talk to any of the cast members or any of the community theater volunteers. I'd be happy to tell you about that stuff. So, well, great. Well, thank you guys. Break a leg.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can say that too. Football team gets salty. You guys are good with that one. So thank you very much. And we'll see you guys out on stage this weekend.
You bet.
So,
thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. All right. It is 10 o'clock. That's about us. They're going to kick me off the radio. Thank you very so much for allowing us to be a part of your day. We'll talk to you bright and early on Monday. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico. Take care, everybody.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. President Biden meeting with European partners in a whirlwind trip to Germany.
The president spent the day Friday in Berlin for talks with the German chancellor, as well as the president of France and the British prime minister. They discussed the conflict in the Middle East and Russia's war in Ukraine. Mr. Biden urged Western allies to keep supporting the Ukrainians.
White House correspondent Greg Cluxton. Hamas confirming that its leader, Yahya Sinwar, was killed by Israeli forces in Gaza and reiterated its stance that hostages the terrorist group took from Israel a year ago will not be released until there is a ceasefire in Gaza and a withdrawal from